What? Snake Lance Douluo and Porcupine Fish Douluo frowned. They found it hard to believe what Chu Chen had said. Still, they knew who Chu Chen was, the young man their young lord trusted, and they had followed Qian Renshui long enough to know Chu Chen was not ordinary. He wasn't even afraid of Tang Hao. His words carried weight. What do we do? The young lord is still absorbing and cannot be interrupted. Snake Lance's face tightened with worry. It wasn't only Chu Chen, using the blue-silver domain. Everyone present, even the titled Douluo, suddenly felt a crushing presence descend. Today, none of you are leaving. A roar split the sky. A majestic, dark golden energy field slammed downward and pinned everyone to the earth. Even the titled Douluo were forced to their knees. A dark golden colossus tore through the mountain and lumbered before them. It looked like a living mountain, dense, dark golden fur that gleamed, massive arms ending in razor claws faintly laced with chaos light, an aura that promised to tear everything apart. Its eyes burned with violence. Power flowed off it like a raging tide. So terrifying a spirit beast. What is this? Porcupine Fish Douluo's voice went high and thin. They had never felt such an oppressive aura from any spirit beast. Could this dark golden giant bear be stronger than the forest kings, the titan giant ape and the sky azure bull python? Xiaogang. Chu Chen's pupils tightened. An existence that could suppress titled Douluo like that could only be Xiaogang, whose cultivation reached hundreds of thousands of years. Why would Xiaogang appear now? Shouldn't they be imprisoning the Tianmeng iceworm and absorbing the origin qi of heaven and earth at this time? Chu Chen shielded Ye Lingling behind him. The pressure from Xiaogang was unbearable. Even the three titled Douluo present were strained to the breaking point. No one here could face Xiaogang alone. This was a true vicious beast. Humans, you actually killed my most loyal guard. I will bury you with it. Seeing the corpse of the sacred fire mane lion, Xiaogang's rage erupted. Dark golden light burst from its body, and its aura alone began to crumble the earth as claw light lashed toward them. Not good. Douluo, Snake Lance Douluo, and Porcupine Fish Douluo came to the same conclusion in an instant. They had to unite, or Qian Renshui, who was still absorbing the begin, would be killed, and the rest of them, including Chu Chen, would die too. Avatar of Martial Soul. All three titled Douluo unleashed their Avatar of Martial Soul at once. They pushed their four to the limit and combined them into a barrier to try to withstand Xiaogang's strike. Boom. The ear-splitting impact reverberated for a long time. When the dust settled, Douluo and the two others spat blood and were hurled more than 100 meters back. And that had been one casual strike from Xiaogang. If it pressed the attack, they would not last long. Chu Chen, you take Ye Lingling and go. Douluo said it with grim resolve. He knew the horror of Xiaogang. Even if he fought to the death, victory was impossible. All he could do was buy time for Chu Chen to take Ye Lingling and Douluo away. It isn't hopeless yet. Chu Chen refused fiercely, though his face was pale. The gap in strength was too wide for skill alone to bridge. Blue-silver domain, great desolation scripture. Chu Chen expanded the blue-silver domain, enveloping Douluo and the others, and unleashed the great desolation scripture to its fullest. At the Spirit King level, the scripture could instantly absorb the life energy within several thousand meters, leaving the area desolate. First spirit ability, Life Streamer. The blue-silver emperor bloomed with golden streamer light. The great desolation scripture condensed a surge of life energy that poured into Douluo and the others, knitting their wounds and easing their pain. Your blue-silver emperor can do that? Douluo asked in surprise. Don't underestimate the blue-silver emperor, Chu Chen said. Xiaogang watched them all with a cruel glare. Above its huge claws, dark golden light ripped through space. It prepared to strike again. Humans, you are courting death. Xiaogang's roar shook the Star Doe Great Forest. Even the Titan giant ape and the sky azure bull python, so-called kings of the forest, trembled at the sound. In front of Xiaogang, they were nothing but a small ape and a small snake. The young lord's absorption is about to end. Hold on, 9th spirit ability. Snake Lance Douluo and Porcupine Fish Douluo activated their 9th spirit abilities at the same moment. Douluo's head flashed with emerald light. That was the Medusa skull bone. After its recent evolution, it was almost 100,000-year spirit bone, and his ability, Medusa's gaze, might petrify an energy impact like Xiaojun's claw light. Useless. Xiaojun's muscles bulged, and its violent power surged. Porcupine fish and snake lance were both spit out in a spray of blood, hurled back badly wounded. Douluo tasted blood as well, and felt the world tilt. Don't hesitate. Go now. Douluo grabbed Chu Chen and forced him. Take Ye Lingling and leave. If they did not run immediately, none of them would escape. Cold light flashed in Chu Chen's eyes as he hesitated. Then, through the blue-silver domain, he caught sight of a small figure approaching. He acted. The blue-silver emperor surged outward. This is the three-eyed golden lion. There might still be a chance. The blue-silver emperor was endless, immortal, indestructible. No matter how many blue-silver emperors Xiaojun shattered, they could be reborn. One emperor shot forward and seized the three-eyed golden lion that had been hiding nearby. Human. Xiaojun's eyes split with fury. Its madness was at the brink of eruption. Chu Chen ignored the little one's frantic struggles. He seized the three-eyed golden lion by the neck and, looking straight at Xiaojun, said in a cold, steady voice, "If you kill us, I will completely sever the luck of your Douluo Great Forest." Chapter 61. Capturing the three-eyed golden lion and threatening the Bear Lord. Bloodline resonance. The sudden appearance of the three-eyed golden lion gave Chu Chen a sliver of hope. He didn't know precisely why Xiaojun had shown up, but it had to be connected to the little beast. Xiaojun wouldn't casually ignore the rich heaven and earth origin qi inside the Tianmeng iceworm, and he certainly wouldn't have brought the auspicious beast out for a stroll. The only reasonable explanation was that the lion had slipped away, and Xiaojun had come to retrieve it. He had even sensed that the sacred fire mane lion had been killed. That must be why he had appeared here. Go ahead and attack. If I die, I'll drag the fortune of your Douluo Great Forest down with me, Chu Chen shouted. Xiaojun, you can't shoulder this responsibility, someone warned. Chu Chen didn't flinch from the terrifying aura surging off the Bear Lord. In a situation like this, he couldn't worry about how others would react to his knowledge of Xiaojun's presence. Human, you're bold, Xiaojun growled, furious. He hadn't expected any human he could crush to be so insolent. More importantly, he knew exactly how crucial the auspicious beast was. If it died while under his protection, Tian would never forgive him. Roar! The little lion thrashed in Chu Chen's arms, its paws clawing wildly. It was barely 5,000 years in cultivation, special, but no match for a prepared Chu Chen. Xiaojun, let us go. Once I leave the Douluo Great Forest, I'll return the auspicious beast, Chu Chen called, confident Xiaojun wouldn't gamble with what was at stake. You take me for a fool? Xiaojun snapped. Blood-colored light swelled in his pupils and an invisible pressure rolled out. Distant spirit beasts stirred, answering his call. He didn't want Chu Chen and the others to escape, but he couldn't risk the auspicious beast dying either. Finally, unable to bear the possible consequences, Xiaojun relented. Fine. Return the beast, and I'll let you go. Do you really take me for a fool? Chu Chen retorted coldly. At that moment, Qian Renshui completed another absorption. Sensing Xiaojun's aura, her expression tightened, and she moved to Chu Chen's side. He leaned close and whispered, "We retreat. Look for an opening." With the three-eyed golden lion held tightly, Chu Chen led the others in a cautious withdrawal. Xiaojun watched them, teeth bared, furious but restrained. The beast was too important. No mistakes could be risked. The little lion, exhausted, ceased resisting and whimpered. Under different circumstances, Chu Chen might have felt pity, but now the creature was his lifeline. Douluo and the others asked nothing and followed, slipping away slowly. Once they got beyond the Douluo Great Forest's bounds, Xiaojun wouldn't dare pursue them openly. Doing so would expose his existence and attract the attention of human experts to the beasts hiding in the core circle. Xiaojun was furious, but not stupid. Speed up. Other powerful spirit beasts are coming. Xiaojun has called them, Chu Chen warned. They quickened their pace, the Bear Lord trailing them with unhidden murderous intent. Chu Chen, this won't hold long. That bear can kill us all in an instant, Douluo murmured. The little lion might make Xiaojun hesitate now, but who could guarantee nothing would go wrong? One slip, and they were done for. This is our only chance. Chu Chen began. but the sentence died as the three-eyed golden lion suddenly struggled in his arms. Its claws raked across Chu Chen's skin, drawing blood. The lion's tiny body slammed against him, and the drop of blood on its claws vanished almost instantly. Something within Chu Chen, a destructive, ancient dragon bloodline, flared. The blood on the lion's claws had bridged the two of them, and the lion's own golden dragon bloodline burst to life in response. Golden and dark purple light braided together, Dragon Clan power answering Dragon Clan power. Chu Chen's destruction ancient dragon lineage overwhelmed the golden dragon lineage, yet instead of injuring the little beast, the contact had created resonance through that single drop of blood. A bond linked Chu Chen and the three-eyed golden lion. Is its aura pouring into me? Chu Chen thought, alarmed. He went pale. It didn't matter how the resonance had formed, he just knew one thing. He had lost control. The lion hopped down, blinking in confusion as it regarded the retreating, ashen-faced Chu Chen. Before anyone could react, an enraged roar tore through the air. Xiaogan's dark gold claws slashed through the sky, ripping the world asunder. "Human, die!" he thundered. "Run!" Chu Chen shouted. He scooped up Yilingling and, with everyone pushing their bodies and the blue-silver Emperor Spirit Bone to the limit, they fled. Behind them, they felt the Bear Lord's annihilating aura close in, enough to wipe them all out. A deafening crack shattered space as a dragon claw of golden light descended and intercepted Xiaogan's strike. The collision was cataclysmic. Xiaogang staggered, stunned, staring at the figure materializing in the void realm. By the time he recovered, Chu Chen and his group had already vanished. Chapter 62. Qian Renshui, what are you pretending for? Damn it. Ditian, what do you think you're doing? Didn't you see those humans trying to harm the auspicious beast? They even killed my guards. Bear Lord's voice trembled with fury. Only Ditian could have intercepted one of his strikes so effortlessly. Ditian stepped out from the void realm, ignored Bear Lord's roar, and hurried to the three-eyed golden lion. After making sure the little beast was unharmed, he let out a quiet breath. That resonance just now. Ditian's mind was full of questions. Seeing Ditian look past him, Bear Lord's rage flared, but he dared not act rashly. He let out a low growl, wanting to pursue Chu Chen and the others. Bear Lord, stop! Ditian's voice rang with an authority that drained the courage from Bear Lord's heart. Ditian, why? Bear Lord demanded, glaring. How dare you question this seat? The auspicious beast was nearly slain by you. You should be grateful she's fine. Otherwise, 10,000 deaths wouldn't atone for your crime. A crushing pressure poured from Ditian's golden pupils. Bear Lord shivered and had no choice but to lead the auspicious beast back toward the core area with a resentful snarl. The three-eyed golden lion, however, seemed strangely thoughtful and curious, as if still savoring the aftertaste of the resonance it had shared with Chu Chen. What happened? Someone stepped in to block that bear's attack? Once they'd reached a safe spot and confirmed no one was tailing them, Chu Chen finally relaxed. He kept his blue-silver domain active at all times. If any spirit beasts were hunting them, he would sense it. Recalling that Bear Lord's lethal strike had been stopped by someone unknown, Douluo asked, puzzled. Chu Chen looked bewildered too. I don't know, but we should be grateful we got out alive. Very few could stop a full-strength strike from Bear Lord. If it wasn't a peak titled Douluo, it had to be a vicious beast. A vicious beast is unlikely, Douluo said. If a vicious beast had nearly killed the three-eyed golden lion, it would have come after us to finish the job. It seems it was Douluo. Chu Chen nodded. Of everyone associated with their group, only Douluo could plausibly have intercepted Bear Lord's blow. To think such a terrifying spirit beast exists, that sacred fire mane lion was his subordinate. Qian Renshui's heart still hammered from the pressure they'd just felt. 100,000-year spirit beast was terrifying enough. What, then, could stand before Bear Lord? Those dark, golden claws could tear through space itself. Senior Douluo, your title is poison-based. Thank you for your help. If not for you, we would have been killed. Qian Renshui's tone was solemn. If not for Chu Chen's timely rescue when Bear Lord appeared, the three of them likely would have been obliterated. I didn't do much. It was Chu Chen who saved you. Douluo shrugged, not wanting to be entangled with Spirit Hall. Since they had fought together, he showed no hostility and only gave a polite nod. Hello, I'm Qian Renshui. Qian Renshui smiled and extended her hand to Chu Chen. Chu Chen, he replied with a meaningful smile. He shook her hand lightly and let go. Ye Lingling hovered by his side. Under his current Qian Renshui identity, this was their first meeting, so he could not greet her with the casual familiarity he showed Shui Qinghe. Young lord, we should head back, Snake Lance Douluo whispered to Qian Renshui. Qian Renshui shook her head. She wasn't in a hurry. This sister's spirit ring has also reached rank 40. I suppose she's here to hunt for a spirit ability. As a gesture of thanks, why don't we find a suitable spirit ability for her before we leave? Yilingling blinked, unsure how to respond. In that case, thank you. Chu Chen signaled to Yilingling she could accept. She nodded gently and thanked Chen Renshui. More hands would make finding a fitting spirit beast faster. Good. Uncle Shi, you too can use the time to heal your injuries, Qian Renshui added, gesturing to Snake Lance Douluo and the others. They were still in the Stardew Great Forest. There was no room for carelessness. No one knew whether Bear Lord would continue sending spirit beasts after them. Lingling, do you know of a spirit beast called the Emerald Swan? Chu Chen asked softly. Though any spirit ability the Nine-Heart Begonia absorbed would become a healing ability, Ye Lingling had said she preferred to absorb spirit beasts that already had healing powers. The synergy made the result far more powerful. My mother told me the Emerald Swan is a spirit beast with exceptional healing power, embodying nature's life force, Ye Lingling replied. If we could find an Emerald Swan, it would be perfect for your fourth spirit ability. Chu Chen felt a prickle of apprehension. They had already provoked Bear Lord. Hunting an Emerald Swan could alert its clan. Provoking the Emerald Swan meant provoking Detian, and possibly the entire Soul Beast clan. Besides, the Emerald Swan clan had been taken to the core area. They were almost impossible to find. In the end, the group managed to locate a 6,000-year-old spirit beast for Ye Lingling to absorb as her fourth spirit ability. Absorb it with peace of mind. I'll wait, Chu Chen said with a smile. Ye Lingling began the absorption, a gleam in her eyes. While she worked, Chu Chen circulated the destruction ancient dragon bloodline within his body. The earlier resonance with the three-eyed golden lion had left a strange fluctuation in him that tugged at his curiosity. A buzzing sensation hit Chu Chen's mind, and images flashed, a scene of a lake that felt like paradise. The images placed him inside that paradise, as if he'd become a small, carefree figure living there. A sudden soul shock made him feel as though something inside him was being torn apart, and he forced himself to stop dwelling on it. When he composed himself, he was pensive. He didn't know whether what had happened was good or bad. Just then, Qian Renshui approached and said, "Since this is our first meeting, I must say it's my first time seeing a spirit master who can cultivate the Blue-Silver Emperor to such a realm. Chu Chen, you're truly strong." Chu Chen stared at her for a moment with a strange expression, then suddenly said, "Why are you pretending? Why don't you call me Brother Chu Chen anymore?" Qian Renshui froze. For a heartbeat, she didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "So, you recognized me?" Chapter 63. Is this some kind of disdain for us, grandfather and grandson? How? How did you recognize me? Qian Renshui's face was full of astonishment. She was certain she had given nothing away, and the spirit attributes of Qian Renshui and Shui Qinghe were completely different. Even so, Chu Chen had seen through her. "We've known each other for a long time. Of course I can recognize you," Chu Chen said easily. Qian Renshui froze for a moment, as if she wanted to say something, but hesitated. Finally, she asked, "Now that you know I'm from Spirit Hall, will things between us still be the same?" For some reason, she looked a little nervous. She asked herself inwardly if she was afraid of losing him, but outwardly she still turned to Chu Chen with a faint smile. Chu Chen laughed. "Why would I care about titles? What matters to me is the person who exchanges spirit insights with me. If I were someone who only cared about status, I would have demanded a title from you long ago." Qian Renshui's laugh relaxed into a tone more like Shui Qinghe's, playful and intimate in a way only the opposite sex could produce. "I thought I would be the one to explain everything to you, but I didn't expect you'd discover it yourself." Her expression was helpless and happy at once. Her gaze drifted to where Ye Lingling was nearby, absorbing the last of a spirit source, and she asked suddenly, "Is she your partner?" "Yes," Chu Chen answered without hesitation. "Chu Chen," Chan Renshui began, then swallowed whatever she had intended to say and smiled. "Never mind, we have a long way to go. I suppose we have to say goodbye for now. See you in Heaven Do City." Chan Renshui walked toward the porcupine fish Douluo and the snake lance Douluo. The three of them rose into the air, became after images, and left the area. Chu Chen returned to Du Gubo's side and noticed that the spirit power condensing around Ye Lingling was growing stronger by the second. After she absorbed the fourth spirit source, the power she'd been holding back from consuming the immortal herb finally released and solidified. It stabilized at rank 44. Whoa, how did Lingling's spirit power jump so much all of a sudden? Du Guyan, watching from the side, was stunned. Even Du Gubo couldn't help but sigh at how quickly the younger generation was advancing. "In another 10 years, you might even be a titled Douluo," he said to Chu Chen with a smile. Chu Chen blinked, half amused, half incredulous. Du Gubo's tone grew serious. "If your star keeps rising, the spirit hall may try to swallow you up, or even eliminate you if they can't control you. You should think about the Continental Spirit Master Tournament coming up. Do you really intend to join?" There was reason in Du Gubo's caution. If Chu Chen's talent couldn't be bent to Spirit Hall's will, they might move against him secretly. That could be life-threatening. "Old poison, I'm not afraid," Chu Chen said, eyes flashing with resolve. He wanted to grow strong enough that no one could bully him, strong enough to change his fate. "Chu Chen, I did it!" Ye Lingling opened her eyes. Her spirit power was fully stabilized. "Good. Let's go. We should leave quickly," Du Gubo said. Recognizing it wasn't wise to linger after the Bear Lord encounter, Chu Chen activated his Blue-Silver Emperor Spirit Bone, the Divine Rank Evolution, and converted raw vitality into a blistering flight speed. The speed was fast enough to rival some mid-rank spirit masters. Even Du Gubo had trouble keeping up. It wasn't until they were well clear of the Stardew Great Forest that everyone finally relaxed. Meeting Bear Lord had been a life-or-death crisis. If the three-eyed golden lion hadn't shown up, none of them might have escaped. With a cultivation of over 400,000 years, Bear Lord would have been nearly unbeatable, even by Du Gubo and Snakelance together. "Old poison," Chu Chen said. "I want to take Lingling to the Ice and Fire Yin-Yang Well for cultivation." Now that his strength had improved and his Blue-Silver Emperor Bone had evolved to divine rank, he might be able to go deeper into the well. There could be even greater opportunity there. Du Gubo agreed. "Good idea. I've been bored staying alone at the well anyway. Instead of detouring through Heaven Do City, we can go straight to the Sunset Forest. You guys go back first. I'm taking Lingling somewhere," Chu Chen added, smiling mysteriously. Even Ye Lingling didn't know where he intended to bring her. Du Gubo rolled his eyes. "Don't forget about Tang Hao, the ticking time bomb. Without me, you'd probably be intercepted and killed by him halfway. Wherever you go, I'm coming with you." Chu Chen felt surprisingly warm at those words. He knew Du Gubo saw him as a true brother. "Then I'll trouble you," Chu Chen said. "I plan to visit the Ye family." Ye Lingling's eyes widened. "Huh? To my house?" Her heart lurched. Was this what it meant to meet the parents? Why had he never mentioned it before? The suddenness caught her off guard. Du Gubo and Du Guyan were silent, exchanging glances. Du Gubo flicked Chu Chen on the forehead. "So it turns out you're just annoyed that we grandfather and granddaughter are in the way, huh? Let me tell you, I love to join in the fun. I'm somewhat familiar with the Yi family, so I'll come along as a guest." Seeing Du Gubo's mock huffy face, both Chu Chen and Ye Lingling couldn't help but laugh. "Chu Chen, why did you suddenly want to go to my house?" Ye Lingling asked softly. It felt like things were moving too fast. Bringing a member of the opposite sex home unannounced might startle her family. "I promised Uncle Ye I'd make Lingling more cheerful," Chu Chen explained, recounting the conversation he'd had with her uncle. "I think I've helped her a lot already, so I should go pay a visit." Ye Lingling feigned a complaint, but her heart felt warm. No matter how she fussed, she knew her family loved her. She wasn't the impulsive child who would run into the Stardew Great Forest out of spite anymore. "You probably don't know where my house is yet. I'll lead you there," she said, steadying herself. Chapter 64, Tang Hao, unable to laugh, is dealt another heavy blow. Heaven Do City, the Ye residence. With Ye Lingling back, the entire Ye family was in high spirits. As the successor of the Nine-Heart Begonia line and the little princess of the Ye family, her return was reason enough for celebration. Dugubo's visit had caused quite a stir too, but since he was acquainted with the family, it wasn't too awkward. The most uncomfortable person present was probably still Chu Chen. Since Ye Lingling had returned home holding his hand, the Ye family naturally regarded him as the delinquent outsider who had stolen their daughter. Uncle Ye, however, treated Chu Chen warmly. They had seen the change in Lingling since she came home. She seemed different, her face full of smiles, the youthful energy of a proper girl. Chu Chen, thank you. Lingling seems like her old self again. We haven't seen her smile in so long, Uncle Ye said gratefully. Mother Ye arrived as well, dignified and elegant. She looked at Chu Chen with approval and presented him with a special jade pendant. After expressing his thanks, Chu Chen was officially accepted by the Ye family. After spending the night at the Ye residence, Chu Chen and Ye Lingling bid farewell to Mother Ye, Uncle Ye, and the others, and left Heaven Do City with Dugubo and Dugu Yan. Dugu Yan also used the trip to return to the Heaven Do Royal Academy to explain matters to the Huangdo team's current leader, which went smoothly. All right, kids, let's head back to the Sunset Forest, Dugubo announced. Please keep the jade pendant my mother gave you safe, Ye Lingling whispered to Chu Chen, lightly nudging his arm. It's not some family heirloom, is it? Chu Chen instinctively thought it must be an heirloom-level piece. The pendant felt warm and smooth, translucent like colored glaze, crafted with exquisite technique. It looked just like a nine-heart begonia in full bloom. This pendant was originally given to my father by my grandmother. My mother has now given it to you. Ye Lingling's pretty face flushed as she explained its origin. Chu Chen felt the heat of the moment and carefully put the pendant away. Such a precious item shouldn't get scratched. Understood. Next time I'll come to your house and propose properly. It's still too early, Ye Lingling protested. They bantered all the way. Dugubo, at his wit's end, could no longer take the young couple's public displays of affection and decided to take Dugu Yan and leave. I'll guide Yanner's cultivation training. She just obtained her 4th spirit ring and isn't used to her abilities yet. He glanced at Chu Chen and Ye Lingling. You two do as you please, but be careful. Catching the mischievous glint in Dugubo's eyes, Chu Chen muttered inwardly, "Old rascal." He introduced the place to Ye Lingling. This is the Ice and Fire Yin-Yang Well. The heaven and earth spiritual qi is extremely dense here. Cultivating here gets twice the results with half the effort. With training here, your spirit power could reach level 46 or even 47 by the Spirit Master Tournament. Ye Lingling was impressed by the unique, blessed cultivation environment. But for her, the location wasn't what mattered. What mattered most was that Chu Chen was here with her. Meanwhile, in another part of the Sunset Forest, Tang Hao and Tang San had arrived. Beside them lay a dead 10,000-year spirit beast, the beast's age having just hit the 10,000-year mark. The clear sky hammer in Tang San's hand glowed with black light. He was embedding his first spirit ring into the hammer, and he had chosen a 10,000-year ring. Although the process involved absorbing the spirit beast's spirit ring and was painful, Tang San's exceptional willpower allowed him to endure it. Tang Hao stayed silent. I took little San to the place where the Blue-Silver King died, absorbed the residual energy of the Blue-Silver King, and combined it with some special herbs from the sect. In the end, we stimulated Little San's spirit power to trigger a breakthrough, Tang Hao said, his voice tinged with sadness. He knew the method wasn't ideal, but it had let Tang San reach the spirit ancestor realm quickly and gain a 4th spirit ring for his blue-silver grass. Dad, I did it! Tang San cried. He had narrowly escaped death and succeeded. After embedding the first spirit ring into the clear sky hammer, his strength had increased significantly. He released his blue-silver grass spirit again and showed 4 spirit rings, 2 yellow, 2 purple. My spirit power has increased to level 43, Dad. He had made the risky decision to begin integrating spirit rings into the clear sky hammer while still at the spirit ancestor level, and they were 10,000-year rings at that. Tang Hao had guided the process, but inwardly, he was not entirely happy. The blue silvergrass spirit was essentially damaged. It had been a necessity, and at least the first ring being 10,000 year wasn't the worst outcome. Little San, are you sure you really want to return to Shrek Academy? Tang Hao asked. Tang San nodded. Dad, my partners are still there. Xiao Wu might already be in grave danger. You said that night, besides Dugubo, there were people from Spirit Hall. I won't be afraid of them. I'm going to the Spirit Master tournament. I'll defeat them and show them that I'm the son of the clear sky Douluo. The sorrow on Tang Hao's face eased. Good, that damned Spirit Hall, and that Chu Chen, I definitely won't let him off. I'll make him suffer. Tang Hao laughed loudly, but the laughter didn't last. How could Di Tian, who had been secretly watching over Chu Chen, not notice Tang Hao? Tang Hao's words had drawn Di Tian's attention, so Di Tian appeared again. At that moment, Tang Hao wasn't far from the ice and fire yin-yang well. If Di Tian discovered Chu Chen, he might attack. To avoid trouble, Di Tian took the initiative. Dressed in black, he materialized silently before Tang Hao. Boom! Dragon might erupted. Tang Hao's expression changed instantly. He grabbed Tang San and fled frantically. He recognized the power. It was the same force that had grievously wounded him before. Swoosh! Dragon claws ripped through space, condensing extreme spatial force as they struck toward Tang Hao. Even though Tang Hao had bolted thousands of meters away, Di Tian's blow still struck his back, spraying blood 3 feet. Tang Hao growled low as he was heavily wounded once more, but he didn't stop. He gripped the clear sky hammer and unleashed several spirit rings in succession, using the burst of power to break away with Tang San. Di Tian did not pursue. In his eyes, such trash could not make waves. Pfft! Tang Hao, having escaped with his life, could no longer hold on. He collapsed to the ground, the wound on his back still terrifying to behold. Di Tian's strike had been utterly merciless. Tang San, who a moment before had been lost in the joy of absorbing a 10,000-year spirit herb, was suddenly plunged into despair. Dad, are you all right? Tang San hurriedly ran his mysterious heaven skill and took out the ordinary herbs he always carried, like trying to stabilize Tang Hao's injuries. Tang Hao coughed up mouthfuls of blood, his whole body shuddering. Di Tian's blow had been so fierce that if Di Tian had not felt the target unworthy of his full power, Tang Hao would have been killed outright. At the critical instant, Tang Hao had unleashed his last rarely used reserve, the sacrificial power from Yin, which possessed healing properties. That alone had temporarily staunched the worst of the damage. Damn it! Who is he? How can he have such terrifying power? Tang Hao cursed through gritted teeth. Facing Di Tian, he felt nothing but an overbearing spatial aura. Di Tian's attacks carried space attributes mixed with other elements. Such a fearsome existence shouldn't be unknown, and yet Tang Hao had never even heard of anyone like him. None of the experts Tang Hao knew fit Di Tian's profile. Could someone from Dihun village really have a secret protector like that? Tang Hao was bewildered. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Don't worry, my injury will be fine. Your mother's sacrificial power held me together. Tang Hao forced a calm tone, but inside he knew the truth. After being struck so severely twice in succession by Di Tian, his internal injuries were ruined. He felt the irreversibility of it, and a cold, fierce light kindled in his eyes. Even if it meant death, he would kill Chu Chen. Chu Chen had killed Yin and Xiao Wu. He was the Tang family's enemy, a hatred that could only be settled by death. Anyway, we must leave. Do not ever come back to this sunset forest. Little San, you have to grow strong, fast. From now on, just use your blue-silver grass normally. Don't overdo those sacrificial infusions. Tang Hao's voice was heavy. Right now, the only use for your blue-silver grass is to let you form spirit constructs in your spirit domain. Any extra sacrificial energy you absorb will only raise your spirit power a little. The clear sky hammer is your most powerful technique. Tang San nodded, hatred brightening his pupils. He ground his teeth and spoke in a low, determined voice. Don't worry, Dad. I'll make them disappear without a grave. Everyone will die. I will kill Chu Chen, to avenge Xiao Wu, and to avenge Mom. That fluctuation a moment ago, what was it? Why did it make the destruction ancient dragon bloodline in me throb? Chu Chen glanced toward Sunset Forest, in the direction where Di Tian and Tang Hao had battled. The sensation had been brief, so he did not linger on it. Ye Lingling had already entered cultivation. With such a uniquely blessed environment, she refused to waste a second. Chu Chen, meanwhile, walked to the edge of the ice and fire yin-yang well and peered into its depths. With my current strength, I wonder if I can go deeper, he thought. He wanted to see the Dragon King's skeletons for himself. The last time he'd come here, he had lacked the power. Now he felt he might manage it. Blue-silver domain. Chu Chen sat cross-legged and opened his blue-silver domain. Its current range could instantly cover the whole valley. Life energy thickened, and the blue-silver emperor began to surge. Golden light wove in the air, forming special runes. With heightened perception from the domain, the life energy gathering around him intensified. He released his first and fourth blue-silver grass techniques in succession, the life streamer and life enhancement, while his destructive power flowered at the same time. The surrounding blue-silver shoots briefly trembled and then recovered. Now the life energy bolstering Chu Chen was at its strongest. Golden light blurred his outline, making him seem ethereal. Without hesitation, he plunged in. With a protective barrier around his body, he sank into the ice and fire yin-yang well. The deeper I go, the stronger the energy impact I'll have to endure. If I went in unprepared, it might tear me apart, Chu Chen thought as he dropped. In an instant, he had fallen 100 meters. Blue and red filled his vision, and the aura in his body seemed to boil. The ultimate resonance of his ancient dragon lineage told him the ice and fire dragon kings were near. Roar! A dragon's roar thundered up from beneath the well. Chu Chen converted that terrifying life energy into violent destruction thunder and summoned his destruction ancient dragon technique. The dragon's roar shook the surroundings as a dragon shadow coiled around him, flinging him several hundred meters deeper. Everything around him blurred. He felt he had entered an even larger space. Black-purple destruction thunder and the blue-gold light of the divine-rank blue-silver emperor swirled about him. The twin attributes of life and destruction blossomed. The destruction ancient dragon's destructive aura isn't cowed by the extreme energies down here. I'm almost there, Chu Chen realized. Teleportation. He used his soft-boned rabbit technique repeatedly, teleporting in rapid succession and continuing to descend until he lost track of how long he'd been falling. Then the surroundings suddenly opened. He passed through that wide, peculiar space he had sensed before and entered yet another layer below, the third layer of space. A colossal object loomed before him, a skeleton several thousand meters long. Though it had lain broken for ages, its crystalline bones still shimmered with runelight. This was a dragon skeleton, the Dragon King's skeleton. Chu Chen's bloodline resonance flared. The will of destruction swept outward toward the bone. The massive skeleton lay submerged in an extreme fire spring without a doubt. This was the Fire Dragon King's remains. As Chu Chen looked farther off, he did not see the Ice Dragon King fully formed. Only, in the distance where a pillar of bitterly cold energy rose, a sharp dragon bone was slowly condensing into being. A dragon bone? Chu Chen teleported toward the lone bone, feeling an incredibly sharp aura radiating from it. A single dragon bone can be this deadly, buried in the ice and fire yin-yang king. Well, how long has it been absorbing energy? He arrived quickly. Though fractured, the bone was still dozens of meters long. As he drew closer, he realized what it was. A dragon claw, specifically a talon. No wonder it gave off such a keen cutting presence. Ahead lay the Ice Dragon King's skeletal remains. Clearly, this talon had fractured and fallen from the king's hand. If this bone can be forged into the right weapon, it would be a divine artifact, Chu Chen murmured, moved. The remnant of a dragon king, even after untold ages, had kept an edge capable of cutting through space. A roar burst from within him. The destruction ancient dragon bloodline seethed. Chu Chen poured out his will of destruction, and the silhouette of an ancient dragon condensed behind him, bellowing a furious roar that made the air shiver. Two spheres of pure energy, the ultimate ice and fire, coalesced ahead. Within them flickered the might of dragons, the spirit essences of the Ice and Fire Dragon Kings. The essences of the Ice and Fire Dragon Kings? Chu Chen realized and reached toward the two floating cores. He felt no pressure from them. In terms of sheer bloodline resonance, his destruction ancient dragon was utterly untroubled by the two imprisoned kings, and even imposed a suppressive weight over their fading essences. Only wisps of essence, yet trapped here. Chu Chen fell silent for a moment, then spoke to them. Seniors, if you can trust me, lodge your essences in this dragon bone. If my strength grows enough someday, perhaps I can manifest you both again. The two Dragon Kings' essences were sealed and could not leave, barely holding form as if ready to dissipate at any instant. Chu Chen saw an opportunity. Perhaps the kings had long since lost consciousness, leaving behind ownerless essences. He released his ancient destruction dragon spirit. The dragon that appeared behind him gazed at the ice and fire essences with eyes that knew countless vicissitudes. This was the resonance of the Dragon Clan bloodline. A surge of golden light flared, the Golden Dragon bloodline. After his previous encounter with the three-eyed golden lion, a fragment of golden dragon blood had entered his body. Now that bloodline power erupted. The frozen ice and blazing fire essences resonated, and they flowed into the dragon talon Chu Chen had found. A buzzing filled the space. The talon gave off an even sharper aura. A strand of golden dragon blood plunged into it. Gold, blue, and red light braided together, remolding the bone with a force Chu Chen could barely comprehend. The talon powdered, then did not dissipate. The powder condensed into fragments, which recombined into a spear that pulsed with golden dragon might and commanded the elements of ice and fire. The divine weapon hummed into being. The dragon spear, forged from the essences of the three great dragon kings, formed and landed in Chu Chen's hand. It was domineering. A stream of star-like gold ran along its shaft. Faint runes glimmered on its surface, and set below the blade were special crystals born from the ice and fire essences, one red, one blue, like a miniature ice and fire well, constantly shifting. Woo! Chu Chen could only stare. Fusing the bloodline power of the three Dragon Kings had reshaped the talon into a true divine artifact. Yet its current state was unstable. Freshly forged, it still needed long tempering to stabilize. He released the blue-silver emperor from his palm and sent it shooting up through the well. Exactly 1 day had passed since he entered. Time felt warped down there. When the blue-silver emperor broke the surface, Douluo stared in surprise. Where did that come from? Why did a blue-silver emperor surface? Its appearance reassured them that Chu Chen was okay, if only Chu Chen would come up himself. Yilingling touched the blue-silver emperor and somehow received the message Chu Chen had tied to it. He was safe. Douluo relaxed and signaled her not to worry. You don't need to worry, Ye family girl, he said. I wouldn't dare go deep into that spring, but that kid can swim in it. He must have a trump card. Keep cultivating here. Yilingling nodded. She could wait while cultivating. Chu Chen, meanwhile, spoke to himself as he held the spear. Lingling should have understood my message. Now I can temper the spear in peace. He couldn't say why the Dragon Clan favored spears so much, but this weapon would be powerful. It might not yet match the true Golden Dragon Spear. The legendary one and the Silver Dragon Spear had been formed from the Dragon God's ribs, but the spear in his hands had huge potential to evolve. If I find more Dragon Clan relics later, I can use them to temper this further, he muttered. While the spear slowly took shape, he used the time to advance his own cultivation. Months passed in that strange environment. The Golden Dragon bloodline shone brilliant within him. The resonance between him and the spear grew, and the weapon seemed to awaken a spirit of its own. In a short time, it reached complete rapport with him. A pity, Chu Chen said to himself. I tried to fuse my destruction ancient dragon bloodline into it, but it didn't work. Perhaps his destruction bloodline was too wild. There would be other chances. During those months, his cultivation also broke through. He stepped into the rank 56 realm. He tested the spear. With a single sweeping strike, the force he unleashed rattled the surrounding space. The spear did more than channel Golden Dragon power. It commanded ultimate ice and fire as well. At his thought, the ambient ice and fire energies swirled into a special vortex. Gripping the spear, Chu Chen shot upward and emerged above the ice and fire yin-yang well. Chapter 67. You're going to become a titled Douluo and participate in the competition again? At the ice and fire yin-yang. Well, Douluo heard a dragon's roar echo through the valley and immediately appeared. Seeing Chu Chen, he relaxed and said, This kid seems to have come into some great opportunity again. In the void realm, Tian uttered a soft, astonished sound. His gaze fixed on the 8 in Chu Chen's hand. He knew something of that weapon, yet it didn't quite match the 8 he was familiar with. Within it, Tian realized, were the Golden Dragon bloodline and the 39 of the Ice and Fire Dragon Kings. The spear itself was formed from dragon bone. Had Chu Chen truly won the recognition of the Ice and Fire Dragon Kings? Tian's expression toward Chu Chen shifted. For a human, even one possessing an extraordinarily powerful dragon clan, to gain the acknowledgement of already fallen dragon kings was no small thing. My lord's judgment is excellent. This human might really be someone worthy of trust, but when shall I bring him to see her? Douluo strode forward, laughing as he slapped Chu Chen's shoulder. Ha ha, you brat, causing such a fuss here again. His eyes lingered on the 8 in Chu Chen's hand. Where did you get this long spear? It makes my heart tremble. Its aura is so sharp, it deserves to be called a peerless weapon. Chu Chen didn't hide anything. This 8 was formed from a dragon bone I found in the deepest part of the Ice and Fire yin-yang well. Dragon bone, Douluo gasped. Hidden dragons indeed. A dragon's remains beneath this place meant a true dragon clan had once fallen here. He sighed. Compared to a true dragon clan, my jade phosphor serpent is little more than a snake. Seeing Douluo grow a touch sentimental, Chu Chen laughed and teased. Since when did you get so sappy? You brat, are we not even allowed a little envy? Douluo grumbled, then motioned Chu Chen over toward Yelingling. She seemed not to notice their arrival, immersed in cultivation. Look at her 9-heart begonia, Douluo said. Chu Chen stepped closer to observe. As he had seen before, a new wisp of light had indeed formed within the pistil of the 9-heart begonia, but it was extremely subtle, an ethereal mist that would be easy to miss without close inspection. If I'm not mistaken, her 9-heart begonia spirit has undergone some special evolution, Chu Chen guessed. Douluo admitted he had only noticed it recently and had been waiting for Chu Chen to return before mentioning it. Chu Chen studied the blossom and said, "It must be the effect of the immortal herb I gave her earlier. That caused Lingling's 9-heart begonia spirit to evolve. That's a good thing for her," Douluo said. Chu Chen felt relieved. He didn't know exactly how the 9-heart begonia spirit would change, but its already terrifying healing power would almost certainly be enhanced. Perhaps it could truly bring the dead back to life, to regrow flesh and bone. Old poison. How much longer until the Continental Spirit Master Tournament? Chu Chen asked suddenly, between drinks with Douluo. Less than a month, roughly, Douluo replied. You've been here a while. Yanner's 31 has also reached the peak of rank 43. That Ye family girl's 31 has reached rank 46. Like you, she's quite the genius, Douluo added. Chu Chen thought for a moment. Less than a month, it was almost time to return to Heaven-Do City. What worried him more was whether Tang-san would still come back to Shrek Academy after their previous battle. Without Tang-san and the immortal herbs, Shrek's remaining students would struggle against Kamikaze Academy. Feng Xiaoqian's 4 would likely be a match they couldn't handle. Without the immortal herbs, their strongest, Dai Mubai, might at best reach the threshold of a spirit ancestor. The rest would be mere spirit elders. It would be like slaughtering chickens. I advise you to hide your strength, Douluo warned, looking at Chu Chen with genuine concern. The Spirit Master Tournament is organized by Spirit Hall. If your array of treasures is exposed, disaster will come quickly, especially after they saw your 100,000-year spirit ring. A 100,000-year ring means there must be a spirit bone. To those greedy enough, killing you to take that bone is perfectly normal. By the way, what's your relationship with that girl who has the seraphim spirit? Is she the daughter of the former Supreme Pontiff, Qian Shunji? Douluo asked. Chu Chen nodded. She is the daughter of the Supreme Pontiff. Douluo's expression changed. That night you sought out the titled Douluo from Spirit Hall too. From the look of it, your connections with them are pretty good? I only have a good relationship with Qian Renshui, Chu Chen smiled. From what I hear, Spirit Hall is split into internal factions. Douluo didn't press the matter further. He only insisted that Chu Chen's strength must not be exposed before Spirit Hall. Chu Chen wasn't overly worried. He could disguise the appearance of his 35s at will. To the public, he could appear as a spirit king with an ordinary 35 configuration. "I'm not interested in the championship," Chu Chen said in a low voice. "I just don't want to hand those 3 spirit bones over to others." He had no intention of letting anyone else claim those bones. If he abandoned them, they might well end up back in Tang San's hands. Who could say how protagonist luck would play out? Although that skull bone wasn't as essential to Tang San as the 8 spider lances had been, Chu Chen wasn't generous enough to hand it over. They were enemies, after all. If he gave it to Tang San, who knew whether it might one day become purple pole divine light and be turned against him? "With you on our side, I'm afraid the championship Spirit Hall always wins will belong to the Huangdo team," Douluo laughed heartily. He had no doubt. Don't be fooled by Chu Chen's rank 56-31. If a real fight began, even a spirit emperor would be no match. Chu Chen's treasure trove could make a titled Douluo green with envy. Suddenly an idea crossed Chu Chen's mind. "Would you believe me if I said I could still come back and compete in the tournament after becoming a titled Douluo?" Douluo froze, his expression unreadable for a moment. "You mean you want to become a titled Douluo and then go back to fight in the tournament?" Douluo thought it over and realized it was entirely possible. How old was this kid? He was already nearly a spirit emperor. At that rate, becoming a titled Douluo was only a matter of time. "The youngest titled Douluo right now is Tang Hao, but I have great confidence in you," Douluo said, laughing as he patted Chu Chen on the shoulder. Not long after, Ye Lingling finished her cultivation as well. When she opened her eyes, she saw Chu Chen watching her with a smile. She blushed a little, but was overwhelmingly happy. They hadn't seen each other for months. A week later, the name Destruction reappeared on the boards of the Heaven-Do Great Spirit Arena. Chu Chen had returned from the Ice and Fire Yin-Yang Well. As the competition approached, Chu Chen came back to Heaven-Do City with Ye Lingling. Douluo and Yan came with them. Ye Lingling and Yan rejoined the team to practice together. They needed to rebuild their teamwork. Of the original 7 members of the Huangdo team, their chemistry was unmatched. As for the current captain, Chu Chen, everyone agreed unanimously. He was the trump card to be kept in reserve until the very end. While Ye Lingling and the others trained in coordinated tactics, Chu Chen returned to the Great Spirit Arena to continue with death matches. Sometimes, more than refined spirit techniques, he craved the raw thrill of combat. With his current strength, the result of a death match was obvious. In the spectator stands, a group sat together, watching. "Don't you think this destruction looks familiar?" Xiaogang stared at Chu Chen down on the field. He felt certain he'd seen him before, but couldn't place it. Since Chu Chen had ripped off his arm, Xiaogang had become quieter. There was an edge of madness in his eyes now. Beside him sat Flender, Liu Erlong, and Dai Mubai. Only Tang San and Xiao Wu were absent. Tang San's whereabouts unknown, and Xiao Wu perhaps already reincarnated. "He does look familiar," someone agreed. At that moment, a masked man approached. The group recognized him immediately. "Tang San." "Little San, you're back?" They were overjoyed. Tang San was their backbone. With him, their confidence soared. "Yes, I'm back. Back for revenge," Tang San said, cold light in his eyes. He had returned for the Spirit Master Tournament to personally strike at Spirit Hall and to prove he was the son of the Clear Sky Douluo. "Little San, you said he looks familiar. What do you mean?" Xiaogang pressed. "If I'm right, that's Chu Chen." Tang San's gaze was venomous as he watched Chu Chen leave the stage. At the words, everyone realized the figure below did indeed resemble the man who'd attacked and killed Xiao Wu that night. It was undoubtedly the same person. "I must kill him to avenge Xiao Wu," Tang San said steadily. "Now that I'm back, I'll create even more powerful Tang Sect hidden weapons. In this life, my Tang Sect hidden weapons will be invincible." As Chu Chen left the Great Spirit Arena, a golden feather drifted down from the night sky. Seeing it, he took the signal and leaped up, leaving Heaven-Do City for a place he knew well. Under the moonlight, Qian Renshui sat quietly, gazing at the bright disk. When Chu Chen arrived, she smiled. "Long time no see, Chu Chen. Palace affairs have kept me busy. I've had almost no free time since we last met." "I just returned to Heaven-Do City," Chu Chen replied. Why aren't you using Shui Qinghei's appearance tonight? This is close to Heaven Do City. If someone recognizes you, your plan could be ruined. He sat a short distance from her. A breeze passed. The night felt cool and pleasant. Do you remember when I said I looked forward to the day we could be honest with each other? Even though you found out earlier. Qian Renshui smiled with a trace of helplessness. Since you chose to acknowledge me, it means you won't expose my disguise, right? I'm not that bored, Chu Chen said lightly. He didn't care much about her plans. He had his own goals, to advance his cultivation quickly while navigating among the big powers. So tonight, I'll meet you with my true face. Are we still close friends? Qian Renshui asked tentatively. Of course. Chu Chen chuckled. What I'm curious about is this. You have the seraphim spirit. Normally, you should be focused on cultivation, not spending time undercover. Isn't being here delaying my progress? She murmured. Her eyes dimmed, and she sounded absent-minded. I came here when I was very young. Back then, I wasn't allowed to refuse anything. I've come to terms with some of it, but everything needs an ending. She laughed a little, rueful. Sometimes I even start to think I really am Shui Qinghei. Chu Chen's nonchalance flickered. 20 years living under cover would wear anyone down. He couldn't fully understand, but he felt the turmoil behind her calm. Then find that ending, he said. If you ever feel lost, maybe I, as your close friend, can help. A small blue-silver emperor spirit flowered beside Qian Renshui, emitting a soothing energy that gradually eased her unrest. Just close friends? She whispered. Chu Chen didn't hear the quiet question. She brushed the blue-silver emperor with slender fingers. If you look closely, the blue-silver emperor is very different from ordinary blue-silver grass. But if you didn't have such a unique understanding of spirits, you wouldn't have come this far. Only the understanding of a spirit that truly suits you is right, Chu Chen said calmly. Even when two people share the same spirit, they can't have the same path. Qian Renshui smiled, but did not argue. They chatted casually for a while. Then she grew a little more serious. By the way, there's something I should tell you. My grandfather sent word. Supreme Pontiff Bibi Dong somehow found out about what happened at Shrek Academy and that Xiaogang was injured. She's extremely furious. Chapter 69, Douluo's Invitation. If she knows, then she knows. That Supreme Pontiff really is a character. Does this mean she's secretly keeping tabs on everything Xiaogang does? Chu Chen admitted he was surprised by the news, not so much because Bibi Dong was angry, but because she had learned about Shrek Academy's movements so quickly. Tang San hadn't yet been exposed to Spirit Hall, so the only reasonable conclusion was that Bibi Dong never let go of Xiaogang. She must have been sending people to follow him and report everything. It was plausible. For someone who would even want the teacup Xiaogang used, this kind of obsession wouldn't be out of character. Qian Renshui hesitated and in the end didn't mention her personal connection to Bibi Dong. That was the sorest wound she still refused to face. Be careful, she warned Chu Chen seriously. Over the years, many geniuses have appeared, and those who refused to submit to Spirit Hall were often dealt with quietly. Chu Chen returned the question. Qian Renshui blinked, a faint smile breaking through. Although I come from Spirit Hall, I am nothing like Bibi Dong. You're my friend. I wouldn't harm you. That's enough, Chu Chen said with a smile. He stood and waved at her. See you next time. The Spirit Master competition is about to begin. If Spirit Hall targets me, I'll be counting on you. You scoundrel. Qian Renshui didn't know whether to laugh or cry, then turned and left. After she'd gone a short distance, Snake Lance Douluo appeared by her side. Uncle Shi, she said solemnly, please keep an eye on Bibi Dong. Since Xiaogang's been injured, she won't let Chu Chen off. If she moves, report to me immediately. The Snake Lance Douluo hesitated. Young lord, will doing this change our plans? I know what I'm doing. Go. Qian Renshui resumed her disguise as Shui Qinghei and slipped into the darkness, heading for the Heaven Do Imperial Palace. Chu Chen, I won't let anyone hurt you. You are mine. Back at Heaven Do Royal Academy, Chu Chen saw Douluo pacing anxiously. Only when he saw Chu Chen did his tense expression soften. Chu Chen, you're finally here. Seeing Douluo so unsettled, Chu Chen couldn't help asking, Old poison, what's wrong? There's someone I need to deal with, Douluo said, pulling him aside. An old grudge. I want your advice. A fight between two titled Douluo, and you want my advice? Chu Chen's curiosity sharpened. He already suspected who Dugu meant. Who else but the chrysanthemum Douluo? Chu Chen remembered that this chrysanthemum Douluo had once taken a blow on his behalf and later been badly injured by Tang because of him. Dugu explained slowly. He's an elder of Spirit Hall. His title is simply Chrysanthemum. His core is around rank 95. His spirit is the Chrysanthemum Pass. Although it's a plant spirit, it has explosive, blade-like power and even an indestructible Vajra body. How do you think I should handle him? Chu Chen thought a moment. Do you know a Chrysanthemum Pass also grows in your ice and fire yin-yang well? Dugu froze. Now that you say it, I do recall an immortal herb like that. Do you have a way to break an indestructible Vajra body? Chu Chen shook his head. Not yet. But your core is at rank 93 now, and your Medusa skullbone has evolved to the 100,000-year level. Your jade phosphorus snake emperor poison should be enough to give him a fight. Dugu asked, when are you leaving? Right now. This score needs to be settled. Coldness flashed in Dugu eyes. Fine, I'll tell Ling Ling and go with you. Chu Chen stood. Dugu hesitated for a moment, then smiled despite himself. This is my personal grudge. What's the point of a kid like you following me? Besides, this is dangerous. Dugu protested. Chu Chen cut him off. Don't be indecisive. When you agreed without hesitation to help me hold back Tang I didn't refuse. Do you not see me as a brother? You brat, Dugu burst into laughter. Good. Let us brothers go give that effeminate chrysanthemum Douluo a surprise. Afterwards, Chu Chen found Ye Lingling. When she heard he was going out with Dugu she nodded in understanding and urged him to be careful. I'll be back before long. At that moment, Dugu Yan arrived and pulled Ye Lingling aside. Don't worry, Chu Chen. I'll take good care of Lingling while you're gone. Chu Chen blinked. What did he mean? While I'm gone. He shrugged it off. Let's go. They flew down and landed before Dugu who nodded, and under cover of night, the two of them headed to the meeting place Dugu had arranged with Xiaogang. It wasn't far from Heavendo City, just inside a small spirit beast forest. Old Poison, what exactly is your grudge with Xiaogang? Chu Chen asked, curiosity getting the better of him. Things from when we were young. Dugu voice was calm but hard. Now I want to settle the score. With you backing me, that guy is going to suffer a big loss. He shrugged with a wry laugh. He knew full well that underestimating Chu Chen could lead to disaster. Don't be fooled by the fact that Chu Chen was only a spirit king. If he did anything underhanded, what good would Xiaoguang's title as a titled Douluo do? The martial soul fusion between Xiaogang and Gui Mei is troublesome. Those two are loyal to Bibi Dong, and Bibi Dong might already be probing my identity. There'll definitely be a battle soon. If I take this chance to take one of them out, it removes a lot of variables. Chu Chen thought it over. If Xiaogang were taken out, the unmoving domain of the two grades might no longer be a threat. Since we're bound to end up on opposite sides, I won't let a good opportunity slip by. Chapter 70. Chu Chen helps in secret. Dugu beats Xiaogang. What? So the rumors that Chrysanthemum Pass was beaten at Spirit Hall were actually your doing, kid? Dugu laughed, shaken with incredulous amusement. This is priceless. Chrysanthemum Pass actually had that happen to him? Not bad. You'd even managed to shift Tang hatred onto Spirit Hall. Chu Chen bristled inwardly. If Spirit Hall really was this inept, even without Tang San, Tang Si, or Tang Wu could eventually wipe them out. He kept his complaint to himself. All right, this is the place. Dugu expression went sober. His opponent was level 95, 2 spirit ranks higher than him. In the titled Douluo realm, even a gap of 2 ranks made all the difference. Chu Chen nodded once, then spread his blue-silver domain invisibly, masking his presence as he melted into the trees. Dugu stepped forward alone. A thick mist soon coiled around him, and a high, feminine voice cut through it. Old Poison, you finally come. From the haze, Xiaogang appeared. Petals from his chrysanthemum pass twirled about his fingertips, catching the light with a hard, metallic gleam. Chrysanthemum Pass, he said coolly. I'm here to teach you suffering. Dugu spirit power rose. He had little to say to Xiaogang before the fight. Taunting was a habit. Old Poison, he said coldly. The toxin's already in your marrow. Even if I don't finish you off, it won't be long before it kills you. What a waste of cultivation. Yueguan couldn't hide the mockery in his tone. He knew about Dugubo's poisoning and how little time the other man had left before the backlash claimed him. "You needn't worry about that," Dugubo continued, baiting him. "But I heard someone was lounging safe in Spirit City a few years back. Then Tang Hao suddenly showed up and beat him badly. Those injuries must have taken a long time to heal." Dugubo had hit a raw nerve. Yuguan's face contorted, his color draining as rage flared. "Old poison, you're asking for death!" Yuguan's shriek was sharp. He had been well and truly provoked. Who would know the humiliation he felt, lounging in Spirit City, about to go find Guimei for a drink and meat, when some madman carrying the Clear Sky Hammer barged in. To the accompaniment of Angela Chang's theme, the man unleashed the Clear Sky secret technique and then the Great Sumeru Hammer. Who could stand against that? He hadn't even seen Tang Hao use spirit abilities properly. The man simply hammered him into oblivion, leaving him broken on the spot. "Today you die," Yuguan roared, unleashing a flurry of petals that detonated through the air like sonic booms aimed at Dugubo. Dugubo had been ready. His spirit power swelled as he summoned the Jade Phosphor Serpent, releasing the Jade Phosphorus Snake Emperor poison to coat the battlefield. The toxin raced outward, seeking Yuguan. At the same time, blue-silver grass began to erupt frantically from the ground and trees, and everywhere, unnatural verdure. To Yuguan, the grass might have looked ordinary, but Dugubo recognized it for what it was, Chu Chen's blue-silver domain at work. "He's using his domain to help me from the shadows," Dugubo thought. Freed from restraint, Dugubo fought with everything he had. The Jade Phosphorus poison, augmented now by Chu Chen's domain, became corrosive enough to eat away at Yuguan's defenses. Yuguan's face registered disbelief. "What? This old poison's power has increased?" The poison actually began to corrode the supposedly indestructible chrysanthemum pass. A massive shockwave rolled outward. Dugubo condensed his spirit power and struck, while the Jade Phosphor Serpent fired a concentrated beam from behind him. He threw a sequence of brutal blows that forced Yuguan onto the defensive. After several exchanges, Dugubo landed a crushing punch, an emerald surge of spirit power slamming into Yuguan. With a thunderous impact, Yuguan was blasted out of the air and crashed to the ground, gouging a large crater. Seventh spirit ability, Avatar of Martial Soul. Yuguan cried, and the great chrysanthemum pass shimmered with a purple-gold light. A golden, indestructible form enveloped his body, the petals shifting into blades that launched from impossible angles. Retreating a step, Dugubo suddenly felt a light flare from his forehead. "Ever since my Medusa head spirit bone evolved to the 100,000-year level, no one has tested its power. Chrysanthemum Pass, you're in for it." The Medusa skull's evolution had given Dugubo a new terrifying trick, a domain skill. He released it without warning. The despair domain descended like a viscous pall, poison flowing through the very air. Yuguan's cry turned to panic. He didn't know when Dugubo had acquired a domain, and now he found himself trapped. He poured all his spirit power into one desperate attempt to break free. Third spirit ability, Life Hunyuan Matrix. From the heavens, life energy writhed into an invisible matrix. Even though it was hard to fully restrain a titled Douluo, in a clash of this caliber, a single instant could decide everything. The life shock that pulsed from the Hunyuan matrix seized Yuguan for the briefest of moments. In that fraction of a second, Dugubo unleashed the second skill of his Medusa head. 100,000-year Medusa skull technique, Medusa's gaze. A searing beam tore through the air and struck Yuguan. He was forced to use his martial soul itself as a shield, but under that impact, he could not hold. He was blasted to the earth, coughing a mouthful of blood. "No!" Yuguan's eyes turned bloodshot as he retaliated with everything. Ninth spirit ability, Broken Chrysanthemum. Wounds everywhere, petals fall, hearts break. The field convulsed. Dugubo met him without fear, his ninth spirit ring flaring to life. At that precise moment, Chu Chen struck from hiding. Fifth spirit ability, Mental Shock. Chu Chen had mastered a 100,000-year spirit technique of his own. The mental shock, overbearing and instantaneous, pounded into Yuguan, who had been caught utterly unprepared. Now he understood. Someone had been covertly aiding Dugubo. Gritting his teeth, Yuguan forced his unsteady will to execute his ninth spirit ability, even as the mental assault rattled him. The two powers collided in titanic bursts, the impact ripping the air and earth apart. As expected of a titled Douluo, Chu Chen said, stepping forward as the dust settled. To be able to release a ninth spirit ability even after taking my 100,000-year mental shock, he revealed himself. Dugubo's strength, augmented and supported, had exceeded every expectation. Xiaogang, once so proud, found himself outmatched at last. Chapter 71, Returning to Emperor Soul Village. Where is Tang Hao? Chrysanthemum Pass, you've lost. Dugubo looked down at Xiaogang from his high vantage point. With Dugubo and Chu Chen's help in this fight, Xiaogang had clearly been defeated, utterly. Old poison, your toxin's been cured, and it's even stronger. I underestimated you, Xiaogang sneered. Yet someone was helping you from the shadows, Xiaogang spat. Dugubo, what a clever scheme. Dugubo shot back. Many years ago, when you and Old Ghost hunted me, you didn't bring up schemes then. Chrysanthemum Pass, consider yourself unlucky today. Dugubo gathered his spirit power to strike again. Xiaogang panicked. Despite his severe injuries, his will held firm. A violet gold light flared. The Chrysanthemum Pass descended like a rain of petals, scattering a dazzling radiance. Dugubo, next time we meet, I'll kill you. With those words, he fled. A titled Douluo's top speed is not something to chase after lightly. Having used a great deal of energy in the fight already, Dugubo didn't pursue. Chasing could leave him at a disadvantage. Ha ha, Chu Chen, we finally beat this guy, Dugubo called triumphantly, glancing for his companion, but Chu Chen wasn't there. Puzzled for a moment, he suddenly realized something. His expression hardened, and in a blur, he followed the direction Xiaogang had fled. Xiaogang clutched his chest. Blood still seeped from his wounds. His internal organs had been badly damaged. If he hadn't been skilled in plant medicine, the jade phosphorus snake emperor poison would have already eaten him alive. He'd used special techniques to stop the corrosion, and now wanted only to escape. Boom! A sound like something tearing through the air cut across the plain. A blue-silver spear, wreathed in dark light, drove through and impaled Xiaogang's shoulder, passing clean through. What is this? Xiaogang's face twisted. He shattered the black shaft and fled desperately. Not long after, a shadowy figure closed in. Old Ghost! Relief and tears sprang to Xiaoguang's eyes at the sight of the newcomer. Hidden in the shadows, Chu Chen halted his pursuit. Why did Guimei come too? Never mind. I just needed to test the Blue-Silver Emperor's current strength. Chu Chen retracted his spirit power and began to retreat. Guimei was still at peak strength. Killing Xiaogang outright would be difficult right now. But it wasn't a problem for Chu Chen. Earlier, he had used the Blue-Silver Emperor's fourth technique, life enhancement. After transforming into the Ink Jade Blue-Silver Emperor, his attack, toughness, and every attribute had made a qualitative leap. When Xiaogang was caught completely off guard, that strike had been enough to pierce a titled Douluo's defenses. Chrysanthemum Pass, what happened to you? Guimei was stunned. Xiaogang had come to duel Dugubo. Guimei had followed only out of concern. How had he ended up so badly injured? When did that old man Dugubo get so powerful? Guimei muttered as he took Xiaogang under his arm. He intended to return to Spirit City as fast as possible for medical treatment. If we go back like this, the Supreme Pontiff's going to scold me again. Xiaoguang's face was full of bitterness. Not only had he failed to kill Dugubo, he had nearly been killed himself, an utterly humiliating defeat. That black spear just now, why did it feel like it was condensed from blue-silver grass? How could blue-silver grass have such terrifying piercing power? He ground his teeth. No matter who you are, next time I see you, I'll tear you to pieces. Hey kid, you're reckless as always. You actually hunted down a titled Douluo like Xiaogang on your own? Dugubo berated Chu Chen, who acted as if nothing were wrong. Fortunately, Xiaogang hadn't expected an attack from the shadows and was caught off guard. Otherwise, the outcome might have been different. Don't get so worked up. Even if he found me, I had a way to get away, Chu Chen said with a smile, signaling Dugubo to calm down. Dugubo glanced at Chu Chen's grin and felt helpless, like a worried old father. Chu Chen's plans were always a little frightening. All right, now that it's settled, let's head back, Dugubo said, but Chu Chen shook his head and looked toward the distance with a hint of nostalgia. Not yet. I want to stop somewhere first. Where? Dugubo asked casually. Dihun Village. Chu Chen smiled. He'd long known this place wasn't far from where they were. The last time he'd returned had been ages ago. Now he had the chance and wanted to see it again. On the Douluo continent, Dihun village was his only real home. He'd lived there ever since he transmigrated here. Village chief Tig had treated him like a grandson. What? Dihun village? Such a grand name? Dugubo laughed. He'd never heard of a village naming itself so proudly. It's only because a spirit emperor came from there, Chu Chen said lightly. Outside Dihun village, Dugubo looked at the small cluster of homes and frowned. This kid came out of here? He mulled it over. No background, yet he gets involved with Spirit Hall and has terrifying talent. Strange. Yeah, it's where I grew up, Chu Chen said. As he moved toward the village, the blue-silver grass along the path suddenly sent a message to him. He stopped, released his blue-silver domain, and began to communicate with a stalk of blue-silver grass at his feet. His expression cooled. He stood and told Dugubo, "There's a situation. The grass just told me Tang came to the village not long ago, alone. It looks like he's waiting for me to walk into a trap." Tang Hao. Dugubo thought for a moment and nodded. He could see why. Right now, Tang Hao's internal injuries need rest, but he's fixated on killing you, so he chose an inconspicuous place to lie in wait. Dugubo asked, "What do you want to do?" Chu Chen's smile turned sharp. Since Tang Hao had come to Dihun village, they should give him a proper welcome, a little surprise. "We'll set a trap. If we can force him to use his spirit rings again and again, he already did it once before. If he repeats it a few more times, he'll drop dead right there." Chapter 72. Battle with Tang Hao. Ever since he learned that Yin had been taken by Chu Chen, and after his failure to protect his son's beloved, Tang Hao had been in a daze. The thought that Tang San's blue-silver grass could never evolve into the blue-silver emperor filled him with hatred. He wanted nothing more than to tear Chu Chen to pieces. But behind Chu Chen stood other powerful figures. Tang Hao lay listless on the back mountain of Dihun village when he suddenly saw a stalk of blue-silver grass growing beside him. For a moment, he was absent-minded. Yin, is it you? Have you come to see me?" Tang Hao stroked the stalk of grass. Emotions surged so violently that the terrible internal injuries in his body threatened to flare again. He forced himself to calm down and spoke with a trembling voice. "I'm sorry. I'm useless. I left you in that cave, and in the end, someone else stole you away. I am too injured to recover. My life is short, but before I go, I must make Little Sand strong." What Tang Hao did not notice was that this was no ordinary blue-silver grass. It gave off an extremely dense aura of life, and that life force began to slowly erode Tang Hao's body. Boom! A sudden explosion snapped Tang Hao out of his reverie. He stiffened, finally realizing something was very wrong. The blue-silver grass was an illusion. A golden light burst forth as Chu Chen's dragon spear, the golden dragon spear, swept toward him, roaring like a dragon. The spear carried an incomparably terrifying force as it drove in Tang Hao's direction. Tang Hao shouted and swung the clear sky hammer to block. Clang! The hammer and the spear met head-on, yet even the clear sky hammer trembled, as if wary of the spear's pressure. Tang Hao stared in disbelief. The clear sky hammer was the world's top tool spirit. How could it be suppressed by another weapon? He instinctively retreated, and in the blink of an eye had fallen back several thousand meters. Medusa 100,000-year skull skill. Despair domain. Dugubo appeared, folding Tang Hao inside the despair domain. Chu Chen took back the golden dragon spear, and from the blue-silver emperor erupted a surge of life energy. Second spirit ability, life deprivation. Third spirit ability, life Hunyuan matrix. The life deprivation magnetic field, combined with Dugubo's despair domain, invisibly wrapped around Tang Hao. At the same time, Chu Chen fully unleashed the blue-silver domain. All the surging life energy within several thousand meters fell under his command. Golden light flowed, life bursting outward from the blue-silver emperor. Seeing that it was Chu Chen and Dugubo, Tang Hao's eyes reddened with fury. He hefted the clear sky hammer and charged. His attacks were blunt and powerful. Lacking in finesse, they nevertheless carried a raw force that demanded respect. Sky-reaching strike. Tang Hao poured pure power into the swing. Even the hammer's handle bent under the force. Dugubo did not dare meet the blow directly. He fell back while releasing the jade phosphor serpent's poison, his figure weaving strangely within the despair domain. Under the suppressive aura of the blue-silver emperor, Tang Hao's strength was dulled. The double weakening, Chu Chen's life-draining domain and Douluo's despair domain, sapped his prowess. The hammer hit, but Douluo's evasive strike pushed it back. "Tang Hao, you're no longer what you used to be," Douluo said. He felt Tang Hao's power was weaker than on the night Chu Chen hunted Xiao, not just because of suppression, but because Tang Hao's injuries had grown worse, dragging down his combat ability. "Even so, it's enough to kill you. Chu Chen, give me your life." Tang Hao's 96 spirit ring fully erupted. 9 great spirit rings, 2 yellow, 2 purple, 4 black, and 1 red, blossomed around him as he poured everything into the clear sky hammer. Beneath Chu Chen's feet, 5 great spirit rings rose, black, purple, black, black, and red. That 5th ring, so piercing in Tang Hao's eyes, was the ring of Tang San's beloved. Thinking of that, Tang Hao swung the hammer frantically. The weapon swelled into a 100-meter-tall behemoth. Boom! Dark thunderclouds gathered as if summoned by the hammer's energy. Tang Hao roared with fury. Douluo relied on the innate agility of the jade phosphor serpent spirit to dodge while spitting deadly poison. The shock wave of the hammer strike still struck him. His chest heaved from the impact, though he suffered only physical trauma. 7th spirit ability, Avatar of Martial Soul. A massive jade phosphor serpent manifested overhead, its emerald eyes fixed on Tang Hao with lethal intent. Tang Hao laughed into the sky, his black hair whipping. 7th spirit ability, Clear Sky Avatar. He seemed to fuse with the clear sky hammer. The purest power in his body condensed into a single crushing blow. The hammer's arc was so wide that evading it would be difficult. "Old poison, do it," Chu Chen shouted. Before Tang Hao's hammer could fall, stalks of blue-silver emperor sprang from the ground, and multiple jade phosphor serpent techniques erupted at once. The life deprivation magnetic field and the life Hunyuan matrix that already covered Tang Hao struck home. A life shock blasted toward Tang Hao, breaking his concentration. 8th spirit ability, Time Solidification. Douluo unleashed his 8th ability. Though not true space-time stasis and breakable by overwhelming force, it was enough to bind Tang Hao for a moment. Boom! Chu Chen gripped the golden dragon spear and condensed all of his strength into one spear strike. 1st spirit ability, Life Streamer. 4th spirit ability, Life Enhancement. In an instant, the surrounding plants wilted into a hush of desolation, their vitality drained. A radius of several thousand meters fell silent and dead. This was the limit of what Chu Chen could achieve now. Great desolation scripture. After absorbing all the desolation energy within 1,000 meters, Chu Chen's aura swelled to a terrifying level. The golden dragon spear rippled with light and vibrated the space around it. With a roar that echoed through heaven and earth, Chu Chen hurled the spear. It seemed to transform into a real golden dragon, streaking with ice and fire as it raced toward Tang Hao. Still under Douluo's temporary control, Tang Hao caught sight of the oncoming attack, and his expression hardened. He chose to throw the clear sky hammer, intending to crush Chu Chen with the devastating strike of the clear sky avatar. Chapter 73, Death from Backlash, Tang Hao's complete demise. Tang Hao shifted his angle of attack. The clear sky avatar he unleashed now carried spirit energy, number 30, capable of obliterating everything in its path as it smashed toward Chu Chen. If that blow landed, forget Chu Chen. Any ordinary titled Douluo would likely be badly wounded or even killed if caught off guard. In his frenzied state, Tang Hao's strikes were driven by sheer desperation. He spat a mouthful of blood. The frantic fight had worsened his internal injuries and caused his spirit energy, number 30, to flag. But as long as he could kill Chu Chen, he would have avenged Yin. Chu Chen had absolutely nowhere to dodge this hammer strike. The space around him had been locked down by the hammer's momentum, even as Chu Chen gathered the terrifying Spirit Ener 7 from the surroundings. Chu Chen! Douluo's face went pale as he charged toward Chu Chen at full speed. Old poison, attack Tang Hao with everything you've got. Enveloped by the blue-silver domain, Douluo heard Chu Chen's voice and was dumbfounded. In such an emergency, he wanted him to attack Tang Hao. What on earth is this kid doing? Douluo shouted in alarm. The spirit energy, number 3 in Chu Chen's hand, flared with brilliant light, transforming into a true dragon that lunged at Tang Hao. To avoid a direct collision between the spirit dragon and the clear sky hammer, Chu Chen activated the soft bones rabbit spirit bone technique, teleportation. He appeared in front of the dragon, planning to use his own body to confront the clear sky avatar. To Tang Hao, that was suicide. Chu Chen, you want to die. Even if my meridians are shattered and I end up crippled, as long as I kill you, no one will threaten little San anymore. Tang Hao laughed, sounding almost mad. He was supremely confident in his strength. Even if Douluo and Chu Chen combined their powers, they wouldn't be able to stop this hammer. This was his level 96 self unleashing the clear sky avatar without regard for the cost. Chu Chen was doomed if the blow connected. Soft Bones Rabbit Spirit Bone Skill, Paragon Golden Body. A piercing golden light erupted from Chu Chen's form, making him look ethereal. Boom! Under Tang Hao's hideous gaze, the clear sky avatar smashed into Chu Chen. Golden light flared, obscuring everything. The energy storm that followed would have annihilated almost any spirit king, but the Paragon Golden Body held. A streak of light cut through the storm and pierced Tang Hao's shoulder. What? Tang Hao stared in disbelief at the spirit dragon's strike lodged in his shoulder. Shouldn't Chu Chen have been reduced to ash by the hammer? How could he still attack? Tang Hao, I'm not dead. Today, it will be you. Chu Chen shouted as he charged out of the energy storm unscathed. Douluo had already reacted, concentrating all his spirit energy, number 19. The Jade Phosphorus Snake Emperor poison burst forth as Douluo struck Tang Hao in the pierced shoulder. The potent toxin began to corrode Tang Hao from within. You! Tang Hao's eyes bulged with fury. Tang Hao, go to hell, Douluo said coldly. The Jade Phosphorus Snake Emperor poison instantly ate into Tang Hao's heart meridian, number 25. There was no way he could survive. Even titled Douluo bodies, though tough, had fragile internal organs. Having his organs corroded by such a terrifying poison left him doomed. Ah, I'll take you all with me. Tang Hao roared to the sky. His 9 spirit rings, number 21, flared in unison, and a majestic force that made the very air tremble erupted from his body. His rings boiled and began to crack. Great Sumeru Hammer, 9-ring explosion. He unleashed his last desperate strike, the 9-ring explosion, his most powerful attack. He detonated all 9 spirit rings at once. The power in that instant brought him close to the realm of a god. Old poison, retreat, Chu Chen shouted, warning Douluo to avoid the core of the blast. Tang Hao's decision to use the 9-ring explosion made his intent clear. He had resolved to die. This was his final move. If a level 97 Tang Hao at full strength used the 9-ring explosion, he would have the power of a god. He had once repelled Bibi Dong in her Rakshasa god state. But now, at level 96 and with grievous internal injuries, this strike only faintly matched a demigod's power. This Tang Hao is terrifying. How can he still release such power? Douluo's voice was shrill. He had already spent most of his spirit energy in the previous fight, and yet Tang Hao still summoned a last surge? This is already his strongest strike. You and I can't block it, Chu Chen said, quickly using the blue-silver domain to gather life force and restore his spirit energy, no 19. Boom! Tang Hao was covered in blood, but his spirit energy, number 30, surged like a god of slaughter. In the 9-ring explosion state, he could almost kill any titled Douluo. If anyone could possibly survive that onslaught, maybe only Qian Daoliu, High Priestess Poseidon, and Tang Chen could. Ugh! But before the hammer could even complete its swing, Tang Hao let out a muffled groan. The terrifying power collapsed instantly, and his body fell to the ground. He spat a mouthful of blood, eyes vacant. Even Chu Chen looked stunned. Had Tang Hao's body failed to withstand the backlash of the 9-ring explosion? Was he about to die because he couldn't handle it? His spirit energy has withered, his meridians are shattered, and with those injuries he forced the 9-ring explosion. He killed himself. Chu Chen didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He and Douluo approached Tang Hao. His body twitched, blood poured from his mouth and from all 7 orifices of his face. The clear sky hammer lay shattered at his side. Pfft! Tang Hao spat blood one last time. His life force was extinguished. The Jade Phosphorus Snake Emperor poison had already corroded his heart meridian. He could not be saved. Douluo felt a twinge of complexity watching it all. The continent's youngest titled Douluo ending up like this, how tragic, he sighed. At the same time, he couldn't help but give Chu Chen a thumbs up. This youth, who at the moment only had the strength of a spirit king, had actually caused Tang Hao's death. In a burst of crystalline light, 6 spirit bones appeared from within Tang Hao's body, a complete set. Though all were 10,000-year spirit bones, there were 6 of them in total. Wherever they appeared, they would make a tremendous splash. "Old poison, looks like we've got quite a harvest," Douluo said with a grim smile. Chapter 74. Tang Hao reveals a complete set of 10,000-year spirit bones. A full set of 10,000-year spirit bones. Tang Hao really feasted well. "Chu Chen, your strength is about to take a qualitative leap." Seeing the 6 spirit bones radiating such extraordinary auras, even as a titled Douluo, Douluo had never seen anything like it. He'd never fought such a rich haul before. He stared in stunned silence. Chu Chen shook his head and deliberately declined the 6 spirit bones. These 6 of Tang Hao's are mainly attack and defense types, and they're all 10,000-year spirit bones. I won't absorb them. I want to save my spirit bone slots for something even more powerful. Although Chu Chen already had a divine rank Blue-Silver Emperor spirit bone and a 100,000-year soft bones rabbit spirit bone, he wasn't going to waste his remaining slots on ordinary 10,000-year bones, no matter how valuable. He'd rather wait until he could hunt 100,000-year spirit beasts, or even vicious beasts, and get their 25 and spirit bones. Absorbing these now could be short-sighted and even hinder his future cultivation. "You brat, spirit bones are rare treasures, and you're actually turning them down?" Douluo's face registered disbelief. Chu Chen smiled and insisted on giving them away. "Old poison, you probably only have 1 skull spirit bone. Although these attack and strength bones don't perfectly match your spirit, they'll still help you a lot. You should absorb them." Douluo opened his mouth to object, but Chu Chen cut him off. "No need to say more. You helped me a lot. Without you, I wouldn't have killed Tang Hao alone. We're brothers. There's nothing to talk about." Douluo swallowed his protest and gave Chu Chen a grateful look. "Thanks, Chu Chen." In the end, Chu Chen handed 2 armed spirit bones to Douluo and kept the remaining 4 himself. Even if he couldn't make immediate use of them, he could trade them later to gain favors. Spirit bones were that priceless, and even a titled Douluo would covet a single one. Chu Chen put 2 leg spirit bones, 1 torso spirit bone, and 1 skull spirit bone into his pack. "Let's go back to Dihun village," Chu Chen said. "It's safer to absorb the spirit bones at the back mountain than out here. These things are too conspicuous." They made their way to the back mountain of Dihun village, the very place where Chu Chen had first secretly cultivated 8 after his spirit awakened. So absorbing the bones there would be safe and discreet. "Grandpa Village Chief?" Chu Chen returned to the village and saw Village Chief Tig cooling himself in the courtyard. The familiar call made the old man open his eyes. When he saw Chu Chen, tears of joy sprang to his face. "Child, you've finally come back. Grandpa and everyone in the village missed you so much." Village Chief Tig hurried over, delighted. Though still sturdy for his age, his once straight back had started to stoop, and Chu Chen felt a sting of sadness at the changes time had brought. "I'm back, Grandpa Village Chief. I came to see everyone. Is everyone doing well?" Chu Chen sat down and chatted happily with the chief. During the conversation, he took out a 18 he'd picked from the Ice and Fire yin-yang well. It wasn't an immortal herb, but it was an exceptionally precious, perfect for an ordinary person like Village Chief Tig, who couldn't tolerate the surging power of a true immortal herb. Village Chief Tig didn't know what it was, but after Chu Chen's gentle insistence, he consumed the 18. The pure energy streamed through him like a comforting current. It visibly brightened his complexion and gave him new vigor. Inside Grandpa Village Chief's body, a trace of 22 aura has actually emerged. Chu Chen sensed a faint wisp of 22 in the chief. The 18 had improved his constitution enough to awaken a sliver of 22, not enough to make him a spirit master, but enough to considerably strengthen his health. "What did you give me to eat, Xiao Chen?" Village Chief Tig asked, concerned and proud. "You've been away so long, I worried you might not have enough money out there. Are you eating well?" Last time you said you'd go to the Royal Academy in Heaven Dew City. How is it there? A wave of warmth filled Chu Chen. This simple old man never asked about lines of power or prestige. He only asked whether Chu Chen was doing well. I'm doing great, Grandpa. I've already become a spirit king. Give me a few years, and I'll be a titled Douluo for you to see. When that happens, our village can change its name. Good, that's good. You've worked hard, child. Village Chief Tig's hands trembled as he gripped Chu Chen's. Chu Chen wanted to bring him back to Heaven Dew City where he could look after him, but as the village head, he couldn't abandon the place where generations had lived. He promised himself he would return often. 2 hours later, Douluo arrived. After absorbing the 2 armed spirit bones, his 22 leapt directly to rank 95. He was ecstatic and threw himself on Chu Chen in a grateful hug. Ha! Chu Chen, you're my brother. Village Chief Tig welcomed Douluo to stay as a guest. The 3 of them remained in Dihun village for a day. Seeing the village chief in good health and Douluo well on his way to greater strength eased Chu Chen's mind. He bid a fond farewell to village chief Tig and, with Douluo at his side, set off back for Heaven Dew City. Chapter 75. Douluo can also reach level 99. Not long after Chu Chen and Douluo left, a figure in black descended from the sky. She came to where Tang had fallen. His corpse still lay there, surrounded by broken earth and a dead stretch of land. Tang Hao, I never thought you'd end up like this. It's a pity I couldn't kill you with my own hands. The woman in black stared at the corpse, hatred flashing in her eyes. Still, since you're dead, I have one less problem. As for that son of yours, I'll take good care of him. She turned away, no longer looking at Tang Hao. And that Chu Chen, I'll kill him too. How dare he injure an elder of my spirit hall and harm Xiaogang? He must die. Having said that, she left. It wasn't the right moment to act further. No sooner had she gone than a black-purple light rose from Tang Hao's body, a terrifyingly poisonous, corrosive essence. Within a few breaths, Tang Hao's corpse dissolved completely into pus. Heaven Dew City. Haha, kid, you can relax now. With Tang Hao dead, nobody's going to bother you anymore. After dealing with Tang Hao, Douluo was in high spirits. He had obtained 2 spirit bones, and his current 32 had reached level 95. With that power, if he ran into Xiaogang again, he was confident he wouldn't need Chu Chen's secret help. Tang Hao is dead, but there may still be more trouble ahead. Old poison, you need to keep at it, Chu Chen teased. Douluo was quiet for a moment. Then he thought about how quickly his strength had grown since following this kid Chu Chen, already at the realm of level 95. In the future, Douluo might even have a chance to break through to level 99. The mention of Tang Hao reminded Chu Chen of the mysterious person who had secretly helped him seriously injure Tang Hao earlier. He wasn't sure who it had been, but his curiosity was strong. Come to think of it, back in the Stardew Great Forest. Chu Chen pictured the earlier encounter with Xiaogang. Someone had blocked Xiaogjun's full-strength attack for him then. Maybe the 2 interventions were from the same person. I'll ask Qian Renshui next time I see her. Although, even if it was Qian Daoliu who helped, I doubt she would know. Chu Chen returned to the Heaven Dew Royal Academy, but Ye Lingling and the others weren't there. After asking Meng Shenji, one of the 3 education commissioners, Chu Chen learned where they'd gone. What? The Huangdo team went to the Heaven Dew Great Spirit Arena to have a 43 match with Shrek Academy? Douluo was stunned. Why would they go to a match when there was so much else going on? Let's go take a look. Chu Chen and Douluo left the academy and made their way to the Heaven Dew Great Spirit Arena. This time, Chu Chen wasn't wearing the destroyer outfit. He was just himself. The arena buzzed with talk about the match. The Huangdo team were regulars at the arena with an impressive record. Shrek Academy didn't come often, but their strength was formidable. They simply had few spirit ancestors, only Tang San and Dai Mubai. Tang San had used some unknown method to rise quickly with Tang Hao's help, even applying a 10,000-year Tsas 34 to the clear sky hammer. Dai Mubai had reached his level through cultivation. After all, Dai Mubai's 32 had already been around level 36 when he first appeared. The rest of their team were spirit elders. Chu Chen and Douluo took seats in the stands and watched the teams step onto the field. Chu Chen spotted Ye Lingling at a glance. This Shrek Academy seems to have found a new member, Dugubo laughed. Chu Chen looked closer. The Shrek roster now consisted of Tang San, Dai Mubai, Ma Hongjin, Oscar, Ning Rongrong, and Juju King. He didn't recognize one of the other members, but by their strength they were only an elementary spirit elder. The team was effectively 5 men and 2 women. Wait, no, almost forgot. I blew up Ma Hongjin's demon pill last time, so it should actually be 4 men and 3 women, Chu Chen burst out laughing. The 43 match on the arena stage had already begun. The Huangdo team's strongest was Ye Lingling, whose 32 had reached level 46. She was a 13 spirit master, the kind who should have had the most difficulty cultivating, yet she had the highest 32 in the entire Huangdo team. What kind of world was this? Second strongest was Du Guyan at the peak of level 43, followed closely by Yu Tianheng and the others. The Huangdo team's overall strength was formidable, and aside from Tang San and Dai Mubai, the opposing members didn't look very threatening. Let's move. Our captain isn't here, but we can still beat Shrek ourselves, Yu Tianheng said. With Chu Chen absent, he had temporarily taken the captain's position. Du Guyan remained vice-captain. They'd prepared fully. Who do you think will win? Du Gubo asked Chu Chen with sudden interest. It's hard to say, Chu Chen replied. The other side has a martial soul fusion skill, and they have Tang San. If Yu Tianheng and the others are careless... He watched Tang San and his team. He didn't know how Tang San had broken through to Spirit Ancestor so quickly, but he must have some hidden means. At the referee's command, the 43 fight officially began. As the main attacker, Yu Tianheng instantly completed his dragon transformation into the blue lightning tyrant dragon. Under Du Guyan's control, her jade phosphorus snake poison, he charged into the field. Oslo and Yufeng then dispersed. Using their traits as 9 spirit masters, they moved quickly toward the Shrek members. The 2 brothers, Shimo and Shimo, stayed with their team, not only to protect Ye Lingling, but also to monitor the battlefield and provide immediate support if things changed. Attack! No holding back! Tang San shouted and released blue-silver grass that covered the entire arena. Under its concealment, Dai Mubai and Yu Tianheng clashed in the center. Juju King dealt with Oslo. Both were 9 spirit masters and matched each other evenly. Ma Hongjun flew into the air, unleashing phoenix flames toward the back of the Huangdo team. Boom. The 2 brothers used their spirits to block the blast, then surged into the fray, unleashing a brief but overwhelming momentum. Chapter 76, 9 Heart Begonia's Evolution Ability, Top-Tier Martial Soul. The stalemate broke in an instant. To Du Guyan's surprise, Tang San quickly neutralized her jade phosphorus snake poison, and Dai Mubai freed himself from Yu Tianheng's entanglement. Hell White Tiger! Dai Mubai roared. He didn't hesitate to unleash his martial soul fusion skill with Ju King. The explosive force punched Yu Tianheng and the Shimo brothers back. 9 Heart Begonia, heal. A 9-colored light, crystalline and brilliant, fell upon Yu Tianheng and the others. Their wounds sealed instantly, and Yu Tianheng felt something more. His strength and speed surged as well. He was stunned by the sudden change. Boom! He scrambled to adjust and charged at the Hell White Tiger, carrying monstrous thunder. He couldn't overpower the White Tiger, but he could buy time. In the stands, Chu Chen watched with mounting shock. A bold thought formed in his mind. Could it be that after Ye Lingling's 9-Heart Begonia evolved, it not only retained its healing, but also granted buffs to others? He exchanged a look with Du Gubo. Both of them understood how terrifying Ye Lingling's spirit could be if that were true. If it really could provide multiple buffs, especially combined with Ning Rongrong's support, it would make Ye Lingling a very dangerous asset. Tang San, relying on Ghost Shadow Perplexing Track, wove through the fray with a single target in mind, Ye Lingling. He neutralized Du Guyan's jade phosphorus snake poison, and at the same time his blue-silver grass spread out and actually restrained Yu Feng. With Ning Rongrong's speed enhancement, he closed the distance to Du Guyan in the next moment. Lingling, watch out! Ning Rongrong called. Du Guyan erupted and met Tang San head-on. Although they were spirit masters of the same rank, Du Guyan's poison had much less effect on Tang San. Tang San didn't want to be bogged down. He pushed straight for Ye Lingling. He had noticed Yu Tianheng's sudden buff, but even that shock didn't cloud his judgment. Just as Tang San was about to strike Ye Lingling, the nine-heart begonia in her hand burst into light, a brilliant blossom of energy. In Tang San's disbelieving eyes, the energy formed an invisible defensive barrier and repelled him. He was knocked back, and found his movements oddly sluggish. Taking advantage of Tang San's hesitation, Duguyan, Yufeng, and Oslo combined their strength and slammed him away with a heavy blow. Tang San spat blood before he could regain control. The nine-heart begonia's energy had a slowing effect as well. How is that possible? How could the nine-heart begonia do this? Ning Rongrong exclaimed. The shock ran across the arena. Duguyan, Yufeng, and the others were equally stunned. Lingling, what's up with your nine-heart begonia? Duguyan demanded. Ye Lingling merely smiled mysteriously. We'll talk after the match. From the stands, Xiaogang, face dark, suddenly stood and shouted, "For this match, Shrek team concedes." Everyone was surprised, but Tang San and the others didn't hesitate. They accepted the concession and quickly left the arena. What are they doing? Yu Tianheng swore angrily. Back in the Huangdo team's preparation room, Ye Lingling pushed the door open and ran straight into Chu Chen's arms. For a brief second, she stood stunned, then happily smiled. Chu Chen, you're back. I'm back, he replied. I heard you were in a match, so I rushed over. After everyone settled in the lounge, Dugubo spoke up. If you'd kept fighting just now, it would still have been hard to win, and them conceding was clearly to test you. Now that your ability's been revealed, you'll be a target in future matches. Yu Tianheng admitted grudgingly, their martial soul fusion skill is too tough. Facing the Hell White Tiger, we didn't have much chance. Chu Chen turned to Ye Lingling. Lingling, your nine-heart begonia, what exactly happened? Ye Lingling explained calmly. After I returned from Senior Dugu's secluded residence, my nine-heart begonia evolved. It still has its ultimate healing, but each ability now can randomly provide special buffs, strength, speed, even increases to spirit ability potency. And it can emit defensive light like it did just now. Even Chu Chen was a little stunned by her composed explanation. This is truly terrifying, Duguyan said. The others all nodded in agreement. We'll have to protect Lingling in our future operations, Dugubo said seriously. By the way, the Spirit Master tournament is only a few days away. You're staying this time, right? Chu Chen looked around at their expectant faces and smiled slightly. Don't worry, I'm not leaving this time. Wait for the competition to start, though I probably won't be needed for the early matches. Of course, Captain, you're our trump card. You must be kept hidden, Duguyan teased, drawing laughter from the group. They left the Great Spirit Arena together, the mood both light and tense. Ye Lingling's new power had shifted the balance, and everyone knew the next few days would be dangerous. Chapter 77. Within Nature and All Things, the Evolutionary Direction of the Blue-Silver Domain. Inside Heaven. Du Royal Academy, Chu Chen came alone to the undeveloped stretch of land behind the school. It wasn't a formal cultivation ground, just an open area that hadn't been built up. Precisely the kind of place that was perfect for cultivating the blue-silver domain. Blue-silver grass grows thick here. The vegetation is dense. It couldn't be better, he murmured. What occupied Chu Chen's mind was the second trial of the Life God King he still had to complete. He needed to make his blue-silver domain evolve. But he had been perfecting it continuously. Advancing further felt almost impossible. That was why he had called Dugubo to come along. Dugubo had only recently acquired the Despair domain, but he was a titled Douluo. Perhaps his perspective could spark something new. Chu Chen released his blue-silver domain, extending it for several thousand meters. The life energy within the domain flared up. The life force turned into a mysterious blue-gold light, drawing inward toward Chu Chen and then being reintegrated into the terrain by him in a special way. Stalks of blue-silver emperor sprang up all around. This kid's blue-silver domain really is divine rank, Dugubo remarked from the side. It can instantly mobilize the life energy of surrounding plants, convert it into his own power, and even bring life energy back to the plants. Blue-silver emperor stalks smashed through the earth and spread until they filled the entire domain. The natural patterns that bloomed along their golden-veined leaves flared brighter and coalesced into special runes, patterns unique to Chu Chen's blue-silver emperor. They had appeared with the awakening of his spirit, but Chu Chen had never understood their function. Now, as he tried to deepen his use of the blue-silver domain, he concentrated on those patterns. This is unique to my blue-silver emperor, but what's it for? He wondered aloud. Old poison, any idea? Chu Chen asked. Douluo reached out and touched the patterns on the leaves. Though the touch yielded no physical sensation, he keenly perceived a special energy within them, a power of nature, the primal force born from all things in the world, the most primordial power since the world's birth. The natural patterns you have, they aren't just simple life force, Douluo said cautiously. Not simple life force, Chu Chen repeated, thinking. After a pause, he looked up. Old poison, do you know about divinity? Divinity? Who doesn't know? If one's spirit pushes past rank 100, one can become a god. But that step, it's as hard as ascending to heaven, Douluo said with a tinge of melancholy. Reaching rank 100 and becoming a god was every title Douluo's lifelong dream, and almost no one succeeded. I have proof, Chu Chen said. Enough to show that when my blue-silver emperor hadn't evolved and was still ordinary blue-silver grass, it was already different from the rest. At the very least, it should be comparable to my second spirit, he added. Rather than blindly forcing more development now, he thought tracing the root of his spirit from the beginning might be the right approach. Douluo nodded. Okay, but what does that have to do with divinity? He asked. It's known enough to anyone with some insight, Douluo continued. From the moment of spirit awakening, your blue-silver grass and the destruction ancient dragon have been existences of the same rank. He looked at Chu Chen. But you don't naturally have the blue-silver emperor bloodline. You obtained it by using the blue-silver emperor's right leg bone to stimulate the spiritual core of Ah Yin, whom you swallowed, and then completing the fusion. So these natural patterns are the undeveloped abilities of my blue-silver grass, Chu Chen said, and I suspect this ability comes from divinity. Divinity? Douluo's surprise was obvious. The seraphim spirit from Spirit Hall is also a spirit blessed by divinity. I'm currently on the path of inheriting the Life God King's legacy. I think these things are connected. This was the first time Chu Chen had admitted to Douluo that he was inheriting a divinity position, a secret he should have guarded closely. But the two had been through so much together. They were brothers in all but name. If Asura could lock on to Tang at his birth, Chu Chen mused, then perhaps from the beginning I've been observed by both destruction and life. He stared at his blue-silver emperor, lost in thought. The natural patterns might not be mere plant markings, but a further development of the emperor's abilities. Douluo, older and more experienced, added, life energy, which you command best, is actually a part of natural power. Life is indeed the most potent energy, but remember, when nature appeared, life came afterward. That single insight snapped something into place for Chu Chen. It resolved the confusion he'd felt about the blue-silver domain. Of course, he said, enlightened. The ultimate evolutionary direction of the blue-silver domain is nature, the power of all things in the world. Chu Chen closed his eyes and reached deeper, sensing how the blue-silver domain existed and functioned within nature itself. Seeing that Chu Chen had come to an understanding, Douluo smiled in satisfaction. Well then, Douluo chuckled as he rose to leave, this old man has invested in a future god. When I'm old, maybe I'll get to enjoy some comfort. He hummed as he walked away, leaving Chu Chen alone to continue his perception in peace, the most critical part of the trial. Chapter 78, Blue-Silver Emperor Array, Calculating and Executing Natural Laws. 2 days from now, the Spirit Master Tournament begins. Hasn't the captain finished his seclusion yet? While Douluo and the others trained that day, they discovered Chu Chen still hadn't completed his cultivation. Worried, they had Ye Lingling go check on him. When she arrived at his cultivation site, she froze at the sight before her. Stalks of blue-silver emperor covered the entire field, braided and layered across one another, all radiating a golden, vibrant life energy. The sea of stalks rolled like a tide. Each seemed to possess a flicker of awareness, subtly calculating and adjusting itself. The phenomenon had almost reached the realm of natural laws. How magnificent, Ye Lingling breathed. At that moment, the stalks moved as one. They behaved like components of a massive apparatus, Each stalk followed its own trajectory. Normally, they avoided intersecting, but when paths did cross, they generated a special resonance that spread through the rest, producing a full evolutionary pattern. The natural energy released in that resonance funneled straight into Chu Chen, who was positioned at the heart of the blue-silver emperor array, the purest life energy. Ye Lingling watched, puzzled by what Chu Chen was doing. From where she stood, his comprehension of the blue-silver domain seemed to have leapt forward. Life energy blossomed as the entire array resonated. Chu Chen opened his eyes slowly, feeling the blue-silver domain begin to rise into a higher evolutionary realm. He had taken a critical step. The life energy of the natural world is supreme, he thought. By interweaving these blue-silver emperor stalks and inducing resonant energy, I can form a unique blue-silver emperor array. It can actually calculate and execute the operations of natural laws and energy. The discovery shocked him. This was a qualitative breakthrough in spirit studies. Merely by arranging the stalks to resonate within a specific range, the array could produce a calculative effect, enough to anticipate an opponent's next move. It could even see through illusions, since all illusions must obey natural laws and could be traced by the array's calculations. Though not strictly predicting the future, the effect was similar. It mapped the flow of natural operations in advance. I think only someone who has taken this step in the spirit field deserves the title Grandmaster, Chu Chen murmured, not out of vanity, but from conviction. Only one who had reached this level could craft their own theoretical framework. He couldn't help but think of a certain someone at rank 29. The evolutionary direction of the blue-silver domain is the power of all things in nature, he reflected. Is this the path the goddess of life intends for me? He retracted the blue-silver emperor stalks. The new evolutionary path still lay ahead. He had only brushed that realm and would need time to complete the blue-silver domain's evolution. Finishing this second trial would take more cultivation. Chu Chen rose and saw Ye Lingling. He had sensed her arrival long before and had chosen to open his eyes for her sake. Chu Chen, she called and waved. On the walk back, Ye Lingling relayed Duguyan's question. He asked how we should fight our first match in 2 days. This is when the whole team should work out tactics together, Chu Chen replied after a moment of thought. Then he made a decision. I'll take the first match. It'll be a surprise for the other teams. What? Shimo protested, disbelief showing on his face. Didn't we agree you'd only act at a decisive moment, Captain? If you fight in the first match, won't you expose yourself? Don't worry, Chu Chen said. I won't show my true strength, and they won't be able to force it out of me. I'll handle the first match, and the rest will be up to you. He looked at them meaningfully. Any problem with that? Everyone shook their heads. By now, in this final sprint, each of them had advanced to the spirit ancestor realm. Together, they were formidable. No problem, they said. For the remaining 2 days, Chu Chen largely stopped formal cultivation. Instead, he stayed by the team's side with Ye Lingling, training with them every day and integrating their tactics. On the day the tournament began, Chu Chen and the team hurried to the venue. Teams had already gathered. Shrek's mud-green uniform stood out in the crowd. Duguyan explained quietly, these preliminaries are just for show. Many teams won't field their main lineups. They're hiding their strength. Many teams did, in fact, bring more than 7 members. The Heaven Du Royal Academy second team was there too, but Duguyan dismissed them as clowns. Dugubo came along as well. He'd been relaxed lately and hadn't bothered to return to the Ice and Fire Yin-Yang well. After arriving in the waiting room and watching a brief opening ceremony, the preliminaries began. Matches were determined by drawing lots. In the waiting area, Duguyan read the result. Our opponent is Kanghui Academy. They probably won't field their main lineup, so don't worry. Chu Chen agreed. Kanghui Academy wasn't worth fretting over. Clean, efficient victory was the goal. Get ready, we might even be back in time for lunch, he joked. The match started quickly. As a star team, Guangdou naturally attracted attention. Xie Qinghe sat beside Emperor Shui Ye on the platform. When he saw Chu Chen among the players, a small smile curled his mouth. The team had not hidden Chu Chen's identity. He was competing under his real name, and his spirit rank was openly displayed as rank 56. Once that terrifying rank appeared, the venue buzzed. What was the point of fighting? Wouldn't surrender be wiser? Ning Fengji, seated on the high platform, wore a solemn expression. To possess rank 56 at such an age, what kind of prodigy was this? Chapter 79. Utilizing the power of nature to see through all illusions. He has to be the Chu Chen Rongrong mentioned, the one who went to Shrek Academy that night to intercept and kill that 100,000-year spirit beast. That means he must possess at least one 100,000-year spirit ring. Ning Fengji thought this through, then dismissed it as improbable. At the Spirit King realm, how could someone absorb a 100,000-year spirit ring without being torn apart? Perhaps it's for the person behind him. That would mean he has at least 3 titled Douluo backing him. Could he really be from Spirit Hall? As Ning Fengji guessed about Chu Chen's identity, he imagined a support network behind him, someone needing a 100,000-year ring to break through to titled Douluo. Dugu Bo, who had acted that night, and another mysterious titled Douluo. Even the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School had only 2 titled Douluo. If Ning's guesses were right, Chu Chen might indeed be connected to Spirit Hall. On the arena, Chu Chen stood at the center of his team. Ye Lingling and the others behind him looked relaxed. None were treating this match as a serious threat. Kanghui Academy hadn't even sent their full-strength lineup. With many spirit elders on their side, how could they possibly match a spirit king like Chu Chen? Begin. As both sides released their spirits, 5 spirit rings, 2 yellow, 2 purple, and 1 black, flared beneath Chu Chen's feet, and the blue-silver emperor burst into being on the arena, shedding a blue-gold radiance. He no longer hid his spirit or identity, though he kept his spirit rings concealed. A spirit king openly displaying multiple high-grade rings would invite assassination and secret interception. Chu Chen struck instantly. The blue-silver emperor surged forward in a rolling wave, spreading across the arena and carrying a surge of potent life energy. The invisible life current slammed into the 7 members of Kanghui Academy. Even with protective auras shielding them, the spirit elders were blasted aside by Chu Chen's single blow. The 2 spirit ancestors, who hadn't yet reacted, were hurled off the stage by a follow-up palm strike from Chu Chen. Silence fell over the arena. It felt like only 5 seconds had passed since the match began, yet a competent Spirit Master team had been defeated in an instant. On the high platform, Emperor Shuiye, Ning Fengji, and the others were stunned. If this young man kept growing in strength, what would he become? Bishop Solace, sitting to the side, looked grim. He whispered to a Spirit Hall soldier nearby, who hurried away. Shay Qingyi, who had been watching, smiled faintly. Neither that soldier nor even Solace would pursue Chu Chen further once they weighed the deterrent posed by snake lance and porcupine fish. Solace knew how to prioritize. I announce, the winner of this match is the Huangdo team. The host was dazed for longer than the attack had taken. When she recovered, she hurriedly declared Chu Chen's team the winners. The arena erupted in applause. The appearance of such a powerful and mysterious young contestant was bound to be the highlight of the tournament. Emperor Shuiye beamed on the platform. As expected of Heaven Do Royal Academy, this is an honor for the Heaven Do Empire. Prince Xuexing hurried forward to soak in the credit, though in truth he didn't even know who Chu Chen was, why he was on the Huangdo team, or when someone like him had appeared. In the Kanghui Academy spectator section, someone watched Chu Chen with a cold, murderous glare. The match had ended far too quickly. After the fight, Chu Chen and his companions didn't linger. They intended to return to Heaven Do Royal Academy. The preliminaries weren't packed. His next match wouldn't be for another 2 or 3 days. Haha, you all fought well. Dugu Bo appeared shortly after and planned to return to the academy with Chu Chen and the others. Chu Chen paused and, as they walked, deliberately increased the distance between himself and the group. Dugu Bo and the others didn't seem to notice. Alone now, Chu Chen felt blue-silver grass sprout beneath his feet. That resonant buzz told him the rat in the dark could no longer hold back. You finally came, Chu Chen said calmly and kept walking. The lane back to Heaven Do Royal Academy was flanked by trees, so a sudden surge of blue-silver grass wouldn't draw attention. The grass belonged to a special network, an array that let each blade pulse in time with the others, transmitting the power of nature and communicating life energy. Their resonance targeted Chu Chen, bolstering his senses. Sensing the rhythm of the surrounding space, Chu Chen released the blue-silver emperor. Golden life energy and the texture of nature erupted together in a warm light. Boom! The scene around him transformed. The familiar street dissolved and became a dense forest. Before Chu Chen, a middle-aged man materialized, astonished. "Impossible! How could you penetrate my residual dream illusion?" The man spat. "When your illusion opened, I sensed it. I've been waiting for you," Chu Chen replied coolly. Chu Chen recognized him, Xinian from Kanghui Academy. He had already noticed Xinian's killing intent earlier and had told Du Gubo as a cover to separate himself and lure the attacker into a trap. It had worked. Xinian had been unable to restrain himself and had come to assassinate Chu Chen. "A type of skull bone. I couldn't let it slip away," Xinian muttered, finally noticing the thick growth of blue-silver grass. The grass formed a visible network of veins, constantly transmitting and evolving information. This evolving natural power could predict an opponent's actions and see through illusions, an evolved application of the blue-silver domain Chu Chen had come to master. "So what if you discovered it? You're only a spirit king. Your end will still be death," Xinian sneered. His residual dream spirit was peculiar in form and method, and he was confident in its power. "Since I lured you out, I don't fear you," Xinian added, tightening his stance. The blue-silver domain surged outward, shrouding Xinian. The blue-silver emperor bloomed and crashed toward him.